I looked once. So how are you doing, Tamboy? Glad to see you.
Of course, as soon as I start screaming, somebody walks in to try and talk to me.
Okay, go ahead and turn. Yeah, you can
No,
throw it.
I already dealt with it.
I'm distracted too, dude.
Nah, no,
Obi-Wan
no,
left a
no
link
biggie.
too. Something I'm missing. It's like 3 links in a row I've missed so far.
I can never find his store, and he never puts a whole link up.
Yeah, ERT has its own store link. I think you find it on his channel.
MB2parts.com. All right, we're gonna check this John out. New
Who?
to market, universal engine headlight driven electrical kit for all standard motorized bicycle engines.
Oh, I did. I did hear OP1 talking about it earlier today on Leonard's Live. I forgot about that, OP1. Thank you. And he said it was only using the 2 wires, and I'm like, I don't know.
Why does he have? Why does he have a link? I mean, why does he have like a? God, I can't even explain it. It's a listing for a like his photo upload. It's weird. I don't know. He's selling his own velocity stacks for 50 millimeter. You can get them off eBay for cheaper, I'm pretty sure. Sprocket pullers. Is the reason why he's selling this stuff because it's cheaper, or because he lives in a different country?
Oh yeah, he was Canadian. I think is one of the things was.
Oh, so he's like selling the stuff because it's cheaper. If he buys it all as like wholesale and then ships it out to everyone in Canada. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe.
Would you like a link to MK's trailer video? Oh yes, no. I think I know. Silly. I do believe I know who you're talking about, though. You
A
could guess.
YD 100 cylinder for
But yes,
$57.
and he went square, didn't he? I believe that particular guy went completely square. Just screw it all, go square. Why not just a square?
Oh my good God, he's got a YD 100 cylinder on here for $57. What makes it worth it?
It's a good times machine, dude. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
What do you mean?
It's pure excitement.
Yeah, but it's $57. I don't think a YD 100 cylinder is usually $57.
Well, he owned it once.
Come on. I mean, that's like me. It's like me trying to sell this Rough Cycles, fork cap for $1,000 and saying, "Oh yeah, Tanboy Industries owned it once, and Trent rode the bike when they were on the air," and I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Might be ported. It didn't look ported. I looked at it. I mean, it didn't even say that it was ported. It says new YD 100 cylinder includes exhaust gasket and exhaust bolts, 50 millimeter bore diameter. And photos of it show they just look like, I mean, if it is ported, that's pretty horribly ported. I mean, it's maybe widened a little bit, but the edges of the port are still knife edged. Actually, no, those transfers don't look ported at all because the roofs of them look like they still have casting imperfections in them. And that's what I was looking at before. Unless, well, I can't really tell. It's like one transfer looks like it's ported, but then the other one doesn't. But I really can't tell. It's like he widened the transfers, but then didn't.
Good evening, Andrew.
How's it going?
I don't know. It's weird. Really weird.
I hiked about 10 miles today.
You rode 10 miles?
No, I hiked about 10 miles.
Damn.
My phone says I took like 15,000 steps, which if you calculate, it's about like 7.5 miles. But I'm like pretty positive.
Well, that depends on how tall you are.
Yeah, it was definitely closer to 9 or 10 at the end of the day. But yeah, I put all this on here. It's a little better than the other stuff.
Oh yeah, Jared.
Yes, sir.
I got your stuff packed up. Well, I mean, I just need to do a shipping label, and then whenever you pay me, then I'll send it off.
Yes, sir. Yes, we're on it, dude. On it.
Perfect. Yeah, and you got that link too.
No,
So.
you got no problem with that. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
You got me again.
You saw what I did here, right?
Yes, I know. No problem. I have no problem.
I still ain't done it.
Jared, like to hike too. Jared, I used to love it to hike. Jared's
talking about himself in third person.
I don't mind.
Yes.
Come on, I will, dude. I'll fucking hike way too far. Swamp foot.
Dan, I made my face more open. I gotta finish it.
That's
hike
cool.
Stuff, hike carrying stuff,
got
though?
a power outlet and relay.
That's a thing.
But it gets us out of the way space, man, to work on everything. Got a ton more space now.
The kind of hiking that you carry things, I wouldn't do.
You could show my videos with the sound muted that got Raul.
I use a bicycle when I do that kind of hiking. I gave up carrying it on my own back and put it on the bicycle.
Texas is flat, easy hike.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, Texas is totally flat, dude. No problem. Don't worry about it.
Probably in comparison to how Oregon's terrain is.
Though.
Oh, you think that, dude? Go ahead and think that. It's mountain, dude. Texas, it's a mountain state. What mountains is that? The kind of mountains that pop up in Texas. You fucking tell me, dude.
Okay, they're not mountains.
What, the pure sand kind?
No, Egyptian dude, pyramid you'll kind? Find that. By the time you hit mid-Texas, you're up at 3,000 feet, and it keeps growing for the rest of the state.
Yeah, it's called the hill country for no reason. Like it's.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Oh, you never heard that?
Yeah,
oh, dude, trust me, you climb your way fucking through Texas.
I thought it was just a. I don't know.
The hill
you get on the other side of the whatever that green fucking belt is, and then it's different.
Oh, the
Bible belt.
Yeah, there. If you look down from fucking Google, you see one side of it's green, and then one side of it is distinctly not fucking green.
Yeah, the whole U.S. turns from east to west at that point.
You bet your ass. The whole U.S. turns east to west there. You're out of the tree line. You break out of the tree line around Bastrop, Texas, dude. Going through Austin, you got a few trees, but by the time you're through Austin, Lake Travis and all, it's over, dude. The fucking trees are gone, man.
The only reason why I know that Louisiana is flat is because I watched so many LA hover videos.
And there's cliffs you can fall off just the other side of fucking Austin too. You start falling off the cliff, you're like, damn, I could die down there.
That's insane.
I went to
I'm just saying.
New Orleans and all that. I've been over there.
Yeah, you'd have to fall off a bridge in Louisiana to die.
Yeah, pretty much. Or
you'd have to fall off a bridge in Florida too to die. You can't fall off nothing else. There ain't no cliff.
You gotta go celebrate New Year's Day to die, apparently. Some terroristic attack.
It'd be tough to break your arm in Florida.
In Florida?
Off it,
Florida, the thing you gotta watch out for is Florida Man and the occasional hurricane.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's the only thing you gotta watch out for.
Well, and all those Disneylanders. But anyway.
Disneylanders?
So if you do fall down in freaking Louisiana, you do got to watch out for alligators nibbling on your ass.
Oh yeah.
Because that it doesn't matter what height you fall from, they nibble quick.
I fell 15 feet off a cliff one time.
What the hell?
LA Hover rules Louisiana.
Me and my mother Chattanooga. We were there just to kind of like as tourists, basically.
Uh-huh.
And we had gone up to a state park up there where it's like a 4.5 mile hike down to a river basin. And the entire time you're just looking up at this entire waterfall that's just flowing. It's incredible. But I was way ahead of her the entire time, just like trying to get ahead. And we were hiking back up, and I was coming up from the river basin. She was taking forever. I was like, damn, I don't want to do this. I want to go. And so I was waiting. I was like, yo, are you coming? So I stepped back to let people pass. And as soon as I stepped back, I stepped back off the trail. And I started sliding down this like 50-foot drop with like rocks and stuff at the bottom. But they had a rescue dog. Oh no, somebody had a dog.
Run the state.
They had a dog, and some
Try
two guys
me.
came and they're like, "Hey, do this, jump up here, come on," and all this other stuff. Damn. Yeah, that was the end of that trip. I'm glad it was the
Kind of dust.
last real day of the trip. Was when that happened. I'm glad it was. 'Cause she was not happy with me. The entire time I was pushing it, you know. I wanted to get over to close to the end of all the mountains and everything because I really wanted to see what was over there. You know, just get way out over the edge, and that terrified the ever living crap out of her. She didn't like it, so the entire time I was joking about it. But when I actually fell off a cliff, oh, she was pissed, man.
Who are you hiking with?
My mother.
Oh, I thought you said your brother. I was like,
No.
and then you mentioned
Oh, yeah,
she. I was like,
At the time, my brother was like 200.
What?
Kentucky.
Oh, you froze.
Mike,
What's up, Andrew?
I took a nap.
How's it going?
in Louisiana. And
How come your phone's wiggling around so much? Your phone's giving my vertigo.
He's drunk.
Are you been drinking? You had a nip?
I'm kidding.
I don't know.
Let me get the tripod. How you know I'm on my phone though? That's my question.
It's pretty obvious. I mean, would you be
Yeah.
able to? Would you carry around a wireless camera that's Bluetooth to your computer?
Probably.
And I don't think a
No, you wouldn't.
laptop would be giving that kind of view wiggling either.
Oh, it'd be worse, man.
I need to set
Just
up
saying.
like an extra camera or something in my room just to like be able to swap over to watch my 3D printer if I'm printing something.
Dude, that would be nice.
Yeah,
How's that
well, it's pretty good. I've been printing these velocity stacks for the NT carbs, and I mean they
Are you selling
came
them?
out pretty good. Yeah, I'll sell them to you. I'll sell you one. You want one?
How much you selling them for?
In order to turn somewhat of a profit, I got to sell for $20 shipped.
That's not surprising. I'm gonna try to make something of my own. I gotta get some business. Man, I've been spending 4 months looking for jobs. Everybody says hiring, man. Everybody says they're hiring, but nobody actually is. You know, the saying that comes to my mind is beggars can't be choosers. They're begging for people to come work for them, but then they reject your application or whatever. And it's like, damn, I've spent 4 months doing this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Andrew, you're in Texas. Go hunt those wild boars, man. Them rich freaking millionaire farmers will pay you to take the boars, and then you got free pork on top of the pay.
Taryn, is it true that they got troops, firefighters going to California from Oregon right now? Is that actually a thing?
That I don't know. I
I
know
Texas-
I know a
Texas
firefighter
has-
up in Alaska, but that's the most that I know about firefighting.
Supposedly they're drafting down from Canada, Oregon, and Washington to California to fight
Oh,
that.
that's a cute one, Mark.
Yeah, they
Dang.
sent some from Dallas too. Dallas, they got
Classic
all the
motherfucker.
firefighters.
Shit.
They had to
going
do like China says. China says let it rot. They had to let California burn, baby.
Oh God.
Y'all know that song, Mississippi? Go find yourself another country to be part of.
No,
When you said Mississippi, all I know is Mississippi Queen.
Yeah,
No.
Mississippi
There's
burning. They'll have to change that to California burning.
There's a song that's talking about how
Oh, Mississippi.
Mississippi sucks and how everything is fucked in Mississippi. Well, take Mississippi out of it. California, go find yourself another country to be part of. California sucks.
Ooh.
dang, dude, what did they ever do to
Ooh.
you?
Wow.
Wow.
Rough.
They can't even make water.
Come on now, lighten up, man. There's people.
Oh,
that
I
body-
get it. I know
water
where he's
come
going
out
with
of
this
their fire
line.
hydrants.
He's going
What?
with this line because all the Californians moved to Texas. They brought their LGBTQ and their LGBTQ.
Yeah,
plus
well, he's gonna have to learn how to
Ooh.
reach down and squeeze and find out what's real.
That's
is real,
one
and then-
part.
Ah, no.
He's fine
That's
with that.
one
You'll be
part
all
of
right.
it, man. There's a
You'll be
whole
okay.
other
You'll
part
be
too.
okay.
That's
You know what's worse?
He's
than
tired
not-
of them
That's the
singing
worst
in the
thing.
streets
Just
in
not to love.
Texas. YMCA.
No, here's the
Oh.
thing though. if they can't even keep water coming to their fire hydrants, how are they going to?
Oh, stop it! How many fire hydrants ran out of water?
Come on, you don't need
All of
water in
them.
those. They're just to look
All
at.
of
That's
them.
just another plant bouquet.
It's like all of them.
All of them ran out, dude. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm not.
If
keeping
they
up with
had
that.
if they had fire hydrants with water, don't you think they would use them?
Was it the
Water's
whole
a myth,
thing?
man.
It's
You
like
don't need
some
water.
Water's a
for
myth.
fire. You're supposed to go over and pee on it.
Hey, if everyone peed at the same time,
Bigfoot. What
You might make
It
a
would be-
dent.
Damn, who was that big? I was Bigfoot hunting with somebody else life's adventure the other day. God damn
Bigfoot wants to meet you.
it, I
Life
can't remember. who that
Adventures
was.
knows what I'm talking about. He's the man. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I can't remember.
Dude, why are mini bikes so expensive? I was looking at Power Sports for like their base
Great question.
model, and I couldn't find anything that was $500. Everything was like $800, $900, $1,000. Like, damn! I remember when you could go to the Sears back when I was like 10 or 15 and go pick up a mini bike for like half that. Dude, you can go to Walmart right
You
now and
can
probably get one. I don't know why all these things are so expensive now, but they're terrible, you know? Prices need to fall. See if this thing will go. They're probably. That was the second pull.
I like it. Runs good. Always
How
been,
many miles you got on that now, Andrew?
My phone. Did you not have a video on it? I made a video.
He's got about 2.5 years on it. I know that much. I don't know how many miles that equals, but I think it's been.
Jared, you saw my video, right?
Right, you've been having that for like 2.5 years now.
No, the engine I've only had for a year. But my
You only had the
phone
4-stroke for a year.
it records everything. You know, it'll say how many miles, and I'll like set a trip meter on it. And so far, every single trip that I've done, I've recorded. And I think this past year, my total was like 24,000 miles I put on this thing, which is crazy. But when you think about it, you know, all I've done is gone out and ride like 60-mile round trips like all the time. So it's not surprising. In fact,
So
now
you got a guess? Can you give an estimate?
about 4,000 miles. Yeah.
4,000. He believes 4,000
No,
in that range.
24,000. That's what my
What?
phone says. Every
How
time
many did you say again?
24,000
24,000.
from my trip meter. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah, dude. You know. Yeah, I've been
On all motorized bicycles or just that blue
no,
one?
just on this engine. On this engine right here. It's got 24,000.
24.
I don't know about the bike. I think I got the bike around the same time, but the engine has 24,000 on it. But I mean, I just went out and did 70 miles the other day. I went all the way into a place called Glen Rose from where I'm staying. That's like a 30-minute drive in a car. So you can already tell how far that is. I'm trying to go even further here in a few. I'll be going to a place called Rio Vista.
Heard
So,
of it.
I've been going, man. I haven't recorded anything because the weather's been crap. But as soon as it kind of gets a little more bearable, I'll get back.
Well, Jared was looking for another bike to build. Now he's going to want one of those fancy Honda Hashangs, ain't he?
I'm thinking the 79.
Yeah, 79. I wish, I was looking at it the other day. Damn, I wish I had one of those. They're cool. And they're like way more powerful. I was looking at that and I was like, should I do the 79 or should I just get a 212? And that's when I said, you know what? I get a mini. Start looking.
If it's the 79, there's a middle of the road, and you can get a Honda 125 that also bolts down on the top of it.
Yeah.
Just in that middle of the road way of, not quite the 200.
But I want that 212. Those things fly once you take the governor off. Dude, you can go 50 or 60 all day long.
No, you absolutely can use them.
There's this time that I rolled up to a stop sign with a guy in a go-kart that had a 212.
I've only been told that information.
And he was like an inch off the ground, but we did like a little drift, and we kind of kept up with each other. And I waved him off as I turned the corner. He went flying, doing like 70 or 80 on this little go-kart down a residential street. And dude, going fast.
Oh, very cool.
Hey,
Mike's
what's up?
in the house this evening with us. Good evening, sir.
What's up, Trent?
Yo.
Looks like we're in a new studio, maybe. We're in the new garage set up or something. Can't really tell. Looks like there might be some snakes on the wall or something.
He's in his shop because he's painting his room.
An aquarium.
My monitor is not working. Fuck.
No, looks like it's some shelves. We got some cleaning products. We got a table.
Oh,
There's like some little dirty socks right over there. We lost Rig Snag. Hit the button. God dang it.
You don't see what happened to my engine mount? I got off a ride one day, 70 miles, and the thing was just like rocking back and forth. I was like, damn, what happened? These bolts right here broke off. I only have one because I can't get both of them on. I can only get one side. And both were out. They were ready to like come off of there. But this whole engine was just like flopping around. Like,
The bolt itself broke, or that cast iron bracket?
no. Oh, there's just old stripped out. It's been on there for a while.
That's a pretty big bolt to break right there, dude. That's not like a little, that's not a tiny bolt.
It's an M6 or M4, I think. Now, the actual mount brackets, I need to. They're messed up too, but they can wait a little bit. Ain't like they're gonna break. But this is a better mount right here. Let's see.
I know I'm close to 30 miles.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my mind.
I got it in here, but one of the cast iron mounts and the bad ones. The bad ones break all hard cast iron, powder coating, and all that.
Mr. Noisy. All right, let's see if he's in there again.
Hey, I'm going to look at the truck tomorrow or Tuesday.
Going to look at a truck?
I'm going to go talk to a guy about a horse, as they say it.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, the truck is definitely a great step in life. I love having a truck.
Last week I was talking to him. I think it was Friday. Talking to a guy, I was like, "Yo, I'm looking to get a truck. I got this for you." Like, hey, what's that? What's the deal with Tacoma? And he said you could have it $100 right now. I was like, damn. He's like $100 down right now. There's a Tacoma with the Tundra with the I-Force, the 5.7. It's like, dude, I'll take that right now, man. That thing. And give me the money. I was like, I don't got it. I'm having... He called me like 2 days ago. He was like, hey, don't bother coming back for the Tundra. It's gone. I already sold it. So I'm like, shoot. So I tell him, I said, hey, wait for me on Monday. I'll tell you whether or not my check came through. And I tell him, like, he's like, oh, I still got it. It's still here on the lot. Like, you little freaking... I can't believe this dude. He's trying to get me to get it so bad. Trying to, like, get me to...
Well, yeah,
buy
he's
it.
selling it. Of course he's going to try to get you
sell
to
the
get it.
goddamn thing.
Like,
That's
He'll
the
do
idea.
anything.
he's like, $100 right now. Oh, it's gone. Sorry. You waited too long. You're right.
Dude, any tactic, man, in order to get you.
But dude, it's solid, man. I looked at it. It's an automatic. It's got some age. It's 2009. Like my Genesis. It's got its rough edges, But I mean, it's good. Transmission's good in it. All the frame and everything. It's not rusted out. Just normal wear and tear. It's blue.
Yeah, well, I want a Tundra. So, I mean, how much was it altogether?
He said $100 down, but he didn't set me up on that yet. So I gotta talk to him.
There was no total. I mean, what was the total?
Oh, the total for the thing was like 8,000, 9,000, I think.
Oh, I guess that's not bad.
I think he said he was going to try and set me up with like $100 a month or something like that. I had no idea. I'd have to go back. It was like some guy who runs it out of his house, basically on the side of the highway. So, pretty good. He doesn't even deal with the banks, which is awesome. You don't have to do a credit check or none of that. I don't even borrow money. I try to stay away from borrowing money.
Trent, what kind of car you got?
The Dave Ramsey way, man. Credit
I don't
card
have any.
stations.
No car. Okay.
I don't have a vehicle.
I think you said you had a Ford Ranger. 10?
I got an S10.
S10, I mean, S10, that's what it was.
And it's got a cigarette lighter. I remember that pretty distinctly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the S10. I like
Yep.
the fucking S10.
Yeah, it's practically the only thing it has.
Decent
is
truck.
cigarette
Keeps
lighter.
running. You can make it run over and over again. If
Yeah.
you're that kind.
Those are bulletproof, dude. Especially like the B200s, the Fords, go to ever. Run them until the wheels fall off. They will. They'll keep running after that.
There's a lot of good trucks. I'm a truck user. I like a truck.
It's
Yeah,
so
I like trucks.
cafe.
A trunk just ain't enough, man. A trunk is just not enough.
Hello, Mike.
I need a haul or something.
Dude, he showed up in a garbage truck, man. The dude is like...
He showed up in a garbage truck.
I like it. I like it.
You saw that, Jared?
I seen it. Stop it. I don't know what I seen. You don't know what you seen
Hey.
either.
This was after he went into the shift for 15 minutes at McDonald's. 15 minutes longer than Kamala ever did, man.
Are you
Oh, we're
talking about
talking
the
about
one
that?
the one that was drifting?
No, I'm talking
The
about
drifting
him.
trash
When-
truck?
he
No,
went
I
and
seen the
got
drifting
robbed
trash truck.
McDonald's.
And I didn't know if it was
Deal
real or
right there for
AI. A lot
15
of that
minutes.
shit's AI now. I couldn't tell if it was
Dude,
real
they
or not.
had a line on the highway, and they had to shut the entire highway down because everybody and their mom went to McDonald's to go to the truck.
10,000 views.
On what?
He's live. I don't know. I don't see any live.
Who?
Huh?
Leonard.
Leonard?
Yeah, louder.
Oh, weird.
Oh, got a copyright strike on my last live, but we'll delete it. Not every day you get 10,000 views on a 9-hour live. Oh, they got you. You had the crowd show up and then they dumped you. That's sad.
Dude, YouTube needs
Yeah.
to stop, dude. You know what? YouTube needs to. They need to back off. People need to be able to post what they want to post.
I watched a live go from
What's the original-
16,000 views. There was 16,000 people in the room. When it hit 15,000, the guy took another big old giant shot. Later on, that video posted, with 5,000 views. An hour and a half later, that same video had 1,900 views. Dude, it was the weirdest shit I ever seen. I'm like, I don't understand what happened there. It was wild. The chat exploded. There was thousands of people in there.
When
That is
YouTube
for sure.
first came out, it
Ow.
was really simple.
Ooh,
You could
Jesus.
literally be whatever you wanted to and like show the world. You know, if you're like a influencer or whatever, you know, finding
like a Nazi or something.
and doing it, then you
I'm just
Get a
saying.
bunch
I
of
mean, so you're gonna have to draw a line somewhere or something.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking
You're
of.
gonna need a line.
I was like, yeah, where do we draw the line of you can do whatever you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if I was running a platform, I wouldn't moderate it. I would let what
really?
I try to let everything
You'd let
go.
yourself be open up to thousands of lawsuits over over whatever
Yes.
happens.
well, okay, that part of it no.
Well, then you'd have to moderate it. You wouldn't be able to do
Oh
anything.
no, he's gonna claim legally he's just a platform. Stop it.
No, I'm,
He's gonna claim he's a platform. He's not the press.
Instagram does it all the time. You know.
Yeah,
Dude,
and they
does what?
censor it.
Oh, I got blocked from Instagram for like a couple of days one time.
They locked me out of my account like a long time ago. That kind of pissed me off.
Dude, some of the stuff that goes on there
Why?
pisses me.
I don't
pisses
know.
me
It was a while ago. It was like years ago.
Posting
But
Did
I
you-
never had a problem since. I
Nothing
got
you-
back into it like a day later.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
posting
No, they-
inappropriate pictures.
No,
No.
no. Don't even get into that. What happened to me is a bunch of
Sounds like a
stupid
soft
stuff.
spot.
It makes me go insane because how can somebody be so stupid? And I have to run my mouth on it. Because why are you being so stupid? You know, it ain't my problem. They're stupid. It's theirs. Don't block me over their stupidity.
Good evening, Lights Adventures.
Oh, he popped in when I said the Trump word.
No, he froze.
Nah, he popped up a while ago.
No,
Before
he
even
popped up
mentioned
when
it.
I said California doesn't have water.
He got bad signal tonight. Nope, it's coming. No. It cut that
You're
on.
there, but you're not there, really.
Yeah, he's froze.
I can hear you.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Talk back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm having problems with my internet right now.
Hey, what's your take on it? They want to protect a endangered species, a type of small fish in the Pacific, and they want to divert all the water to the Pacific Ocean. And then when a fire occurs in Los Angeles, they don't have water at their fire hydrant. So they got to call in help from Alaska, from Oregon, from Dallas, Texas, from all these other states that actually know how to manage their resources. It's
Man,
stupid.
just like California burned, be done with it.
Dude, they need a. I don't even know how to put it.
Well, I got relatives. I got relatives that live in California. I don't want California to burn.
Get them out of there, man.
Well, I don't have money for that. They're richer than
California,
me.
hey, California always wanted to be its own country, so let it be its own country, man. Let them take care of themselves, man.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it'll
like
burn to the ground
it's
before it even be able,
Canada,
is
but
able to be able
excluding-
to.
Scandinavia.
Hello, brother. You can't make this shit up. Goddamn good evening, dirt bike dude. I'm trying to keep these guys on fucking target, but they're
You go into you go into California, and their laws there are it's like a different country, man.
Well,
Dude, you can't even
I'll
walk
have
around
that on the
the street
video.
if you go from Texas to California. Oh, you're gonna get a bunch of stares. 100%, man. Everybody's gonna love you.
Man,
Guess what I got, guys?
What's
A
that?
CNC router.
Oh, a
you didn't
tuner?
tell us what that is, though. We're all unfamiliar.
Is that a tuner?
Is it
No,
for a
it's a
rig
dyno.
or inertia dyno for what?
How's it an
For my bike.
if you just
For
plug it
your
in?
bike, what do you mean?
Oh, it has accelerometers, right?
Explain how it works, Trent.
Yeah.
You just it has an RPM sensor, that speed sensor. You also use an app to connect to it, and actually it's made for mini bikes. And then I talked to the guy who made this, and he's like, it's only for mini bikes as of now, so it's limited to 10,000 RPM. So that would be the problem. So we worked on different solutions to make it work for two strokes over 10,000 by disabling the sensor.
And
just
how is it going to
calculated.
reach work?
What do you mean?
Could be a dyno.
You just read the speed and the RPM and calculate it to get horsepower and torque. Data graphs.
Oh, yeah, my phone's dead. I gotta hop.
All right, see, bro.
Thank you for coming out, Andrew. That's cool. That's very cool. I'm interested, Trent. We'll love to see your testing of it. I haven't seen anything like it. Senator Joe McCarthy.
I'll make a video on this.
He heard there were communists near or close, so he's here to fucking root them out and get them fucking on the road. That's what Senator Joe McCarthy did, dude. I mean, I don't remember. I didn't even make up the name. He did. You think that's a real one or just a screen name? I don't know.
That's a
I'll be
I don't know,
back in a
that's tough
second.
one.
Oh yes, sir.
I'll be back in a second, man.
Ken, it's a dyno, not a core thing. I don't think he knows what a dyno is.
He knows what a dyno is. He claims that he's been into like Harleys and stuff for like since the 70s.
Sure.
How do you not know what a dyno is if you've been into? Fuck. Did I just?
Who's saying that?
Oh my god.
I paid $100 for this, but because of delivery issues and whatever, the guy refunded $50 back to me. It was on sale, but now it's $120.
Well,
You
on your page, you'll probably leave a link or something, right?
well, yeah, of course. It's you just look up black box dyno, and actually, you all you do is just strap it to your bike and just connect it and use the app and ride it on a flat road and such. And also account for the wind resistance, but it's not
I
very.
switched my phone.
That's fine.
They're also working on a circular inertia dyno with a flywheel. They're working on that.
Oh, to attach to the motor.
I've used a dyno.
Well, since this is actually for mini bikes, you attach the RPM sensor to the 12 on the ignition coil and to the flywheel, and that's to a wheel to the wheel sprocket.
My friend's 212cc tore his bike apart, man. I'm not even gonna attempt that, man.
Well, I mean, it just depends on how strong of a frame you have. I mean, if you have a frame that can obviously handle it.
He had the same tape I did.
How
Twin
powerful
Beach
your
Cruiser.
12 is.
Yeah,
212 is not gonna. You can't make a a bicycle handle that kind of stuff. You have to have a really strong steel frame that's custom, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fact though. Where did it break it at? It's gonna break it somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll find a spot. Trust me.
It will find a spot. I can't tell you how it does that. It knows.
Where it
I've
the
never
motor-
seen anybody wreck from it though. None of these brakes have ever wrecked anyone.
where the motor is, it attaches to the seat post and attaches to the front of the frame. I guess it broke on the front part under the handlebars, that bar going down.
Down.
Wait.
Yeah.
He's talking about the ghetto bike mount or the style of ghetto bike mount.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the Chinese CNC one or not.
It was a twin beach cruiser, man.
Where did he get the mount from? Did he get the mount from eBay or?
I no, he bought it in a kit. He bought it in a kit off Amazon. He bought the 212 from Harbor Freight, and then he had to buy everything else.
No way
in
he
a
bought
kit.
the mount kit off of eBay or off of Amazon, because I would know about that link about that.
Well, then
mount
he bought it off eBay. He bought it from someplace. I'm not sure
Yeah,
where he bought it from.
He probably got it off of eBay. How much was the mount? Like $300?
I don't know. I didn't check price. He just told me that the 212 busted his frame, and that's all I had to hear. And I'm not going to try that. So,
Well, I don't think it's the mount's fault. I think it's the frame's fault.
Trent with the for the 4-stroke.
Yeah.
I got a 4-stroke on the shelf.
Yeah, for the little 4-stroke, little generator. There's a little raw generator idea.
Yeah. I mean,
It doesn't ruin it though, so it's worth. Yeah, don't know if it actually works.
a 212 is too powerful
Okay,
for any bicycle frame.
what do
man.
you mean generator idea?
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, you didn't check with him. You can see that Skip was saying the generator's bolts to the mat. Yeah, it just bolts right to the motor, right on top of it.
Yeah.
There's enough magnet to run 2.
you mean like an alternator?
I'm just gonna go with. I'm just gonna stick with my first choice. Just a straight 100 cc's. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna go get anything more than that.
Yeah, you should be happy with that. I'm thinking about myself. Me and you are going to build 100 cc's and bike campers. That's where we're at right now, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm back.
Hey, I got my.
What's
I got my
going on?
trailer.
About what we've been thinking.
Yeah, I got my trailer, and the trailer is
Fucking trailer. There's no fucking way.
the bicycle trailer is from tire to tire 3 foot exactly wide. Now, if I go on the inside the tires and I measure across, it's only was it 2.5 feet or something like that? And
Oh, no, man, you got to be willing to hog up the road, dude. It's over. We're getting out there in traffic. We're fucking rolling down the road.
I know. I've got plans on how I'm going to build this. I just
Let's say 36 inches. That's what I'm stopping on right this second. 36 inches wide.
wide. Okay,
36.
I can do that. I can do that.
6 foot. Let's say 4. I'm 6 foot, dude. I need like 6'4", 6, 6'6",
Yeah.
something like that.
Damn, you're
I
6
need
foot.
a few extra inches.
Yep.
I don't know
I know,
why,
I
but
know
I
what
can't. I
Bob is
can't
well.
imagine you being 6 foot. I don't know. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, well I am. God dang it.
You're 6 foot?
Yeah, I think both them guys are too. Are y'all or whatever? Maybe
No,
not.
I'm
I
like
don't think-
5'10" or 5'8". I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
like 5'6.5".
I'm
Yeah.
5'12".
Sure.
Oh, okay.
When I met you, you were like so much shorter than me,
I'm
and
5'12".
Yeah,
you
but
5'12". Fuck you.
5'12".
you just was like 6 foot tall, and you were like right under her nose. And me,
I'm just short. But
yeah, like five.
No, I'm just
5'8".
tall, dude.
Short.
hey,
The average
I don't know.
height-
Hey, man,
Yeah, no, I plan
makes me a
on
better
the
rider.
length of it. I plan on doing about. I'm gonna guess probably about 6'2" to 6'4" for the length.
Yeah, or something
You know,
like that.
you always gotta give yourself a couple extra inches because when you lay down and stretch out, it's like you always got that. You need that couple extra inches.
Hey, you know what I'm stopped on right now?
Uh,
Wheels are one of my problems right now. I want some bulletproof wheels that can go at speed. That is maybe 6-ply or something, like little trailer wheels or something. Not bikes. I do not want to fucking be patching the goddamn trailer wheels. No.
well, you take the you take the
he's
So
5'6".
I'm writing out bicycle wheels all together.
well, you put bicycle wheels on the back, and you go with the 295s. They're not fat wheels, but they're not skinny wheels either.
No, I know. If I want something that can run, you notice how your car doesn't get fucking flats all the time. Bikes don't get, motorcycles. I'm thinking about some sort of little motorcycle tire of some kind, some sort of maybe a go-kart tire or something like that.
Ooh.
There you go. There you
Maybe
go.
a little dually set up underneath the trailer.
Yeah.
Yep. And some sort of crazy hitch as well.
Yeah, we can figure something out. Well, the hitch. Well, I figure. Like I said, I'll build the trailer and I'll use the bicycle trailer for parts. See, I take the parts out there. I'm thinking about just going ahead and making it.
Trailers out there right now. I could scavenge the wheels or something from, but I'm like, no, man, dude, they go flat even more often than you think. I swear to you.
Yeah.
God damn, trailer tires pick up flats. Can I tell you what they're fucking how they're attracted to every fucking thing?
These trailer tires I got on this bicycle trailer, they have inner tubes on it. I never seen that before.
Yeah, all mine got inner tubes.
Uh,
I did
Yeah.
16-inch mags, so I thought the mags were pretty nice. But whatever, they're still fucking bicycle tires.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to go at least 25, 30 miles an hour though. So
Yeah. 100 cc at work. Because if you're towing a trailer, you gotta give the pull and stuff for the trailer.
Sure,
So you figure 100 cc would work, because if you take the trailer off, yeah, you go faster, but you put that trailer on, it's extra weight, so about 30, 35 miles an hour pulling a trailer.
even that fast, that would be good and crazy fast. I would be stunned to go that fast with it. I ain't gonna lie. Couldn't tell you how jacked up you. I think you knew the 212 or something. Maybe get up to those higher speeds right there.
Yeah,
I've never done-
I'm not even gonna mess with 212. After what my friend
I
told
know.
me,
But I mean, I don't. But a 212
yeah, that 212,
work though. It does real work.
that 212.
Jobs a 212 can pull off.
I mean, you can adjust the 100 cc. You can mess with the sprockets and mess with the play in it to get your power and your speed off that. You know.
Yeah, and when you finally do a really good job at it, you've doubled the power. Oh shit!
Yeah.
You're just now at 6 horse. You're like,
Yeah.
Damn, 212 already comes 6.5 horse. I
Mm.
know. And it was cheaper.
Go with 3.5 horse.
It's huge and it weighs a ton. That is a
It
big
does
ass.
weigh a ton.
It fucking weighs
Yeah.
a ton. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It must be 40 something pounds, 45 pounds maybe.
Go with 3.5 horse. Put on the front sprocket. Put like a 15 or 16 on the front sprocket, and the back sprocket of 44. You should be set pretty good on 100 cc. You should go 40 to 45 miles without a trailer, and with a trailer, 35 maybe 40. Maybe even faster.
I'm using a 2-stroke so that way I could have and put a repair station out on the outside of the trailer, and that'd be a good way that the 2-stroke could make it somewhere. Is that it came with its own spare part repair station as well, and both things move down the road at the same time.
Yeah.
It could rescue.
You know, I don't know. I don't know the
maybe even wait on shipping.
I don't know. I don't know if a 2-stroke would make it across country like what you did.
Damn, how could you be ye of little faith?
Those 2-strokes, they get hot too fast. They get real hot.
What are you talking? Man, quit it. If we go as fast as Trent the whole time, no problem. Good airflow. Good airflow.
Yeah, but you got to make it have enough power to be able to go as fast as he does.
Good airflow. That's all we need. Just some good airflow.
Hmm.
Maybe I could put like little fans on my feet to blow on it.
There you go.
Pedal.
No, I definitely go with a 4-stroke. If I go cross country, I'm going with a 4-stroke, man.
I mean, can you see the whole fucking getting a flat with a trailer hooked up and all, man? This is a fucking nightmare scenario. Oh. the front flat on your bicycle would be the only easy tire there was. That'd be the one you could just knock right out. The rest of them, all three of them, be the fucking jack damn near.
I tell you what, as far as taking spare parts with me, what I'm going to do is take a full rear wheel with me with another sprocket already on it. So all I got to do is just switch it out.
On the back of the trailer, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wheels back there. You damn
Yeah,
right.
with sprockets already on them. So that way, all you got to do is switch it out.
Rock.
All you got to do is switch it out. And then when you're at your stop, you can fix the other tire, you know? You ain't got, that way you ain't got to stop and pull over, you know? You wait till you're at your stop for the night, you rest for the night, and that's when you fix your stuff, you know? I'm trying to plan and think all this out, you know, everything out, you know.
Oh yeah, well, I'm working on it. I can't deny. I ain't got, and I was like, man, Celicia Ann or somebody. I don't know how I found it. Maybe it's through her. I found a guided trailer, and I was intrigued by it. And then I'm like, man, that would make a fantastic freaking going live vehicle across America. Come on.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I got this.
A little streaming studio all the way across.
There you go. There you go. I've got many ideas for like kind of like a. I was looking at other bicycle camper trailers that people are doing, and instead of they're going along, but then they're going up too. You know, they're going up. They're making them high, and they're making them fold outs and stuff. And I'm looking at all these, and I'm like, I wonder if I can get some ideas from that. You know, it just got a lot of different ideas out there.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking tandem axle for sure. I actually no axles at all.
Yeah,
I take like a 4x4, drill a hole through it, pass a 12-inch, 5/8 bolt through it, bolt on a wheel.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Lag bolt through the plywood into that, you know, real
Yep.
substantial. No axle in between, so that way you can, ride over shit.
Yeah, well, that axle will actually slow you up because that axle breaks, you're done. This way, you know.
Oh yeah, that axle can get hit easy. Many
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
that axle.
Yeah, I mean, having no axle is much better. Much better.
So
I
I've been
mean,
working on the wheels, but I've been looking for a style of wheel that I could put down there. That was I don't know. I've been looking. What do you think? Go
I'm-
kart was the one that I come up with that is road ready. Damn.
yeah.
Road ready. Not
I-
yard card, all the yard card stuff that you have that you just dude. That's all super soft rubber. It was only ever meant to be rolled by hand. Once they
Yeah.
get up to speed, I use them on my go karts and all. It just wears
Yeah.
super fast, and I mean super fast.
I'm gonna check at some bike shops and see what they recommend for. Because this guy owns a bicycle shop here in town, and he's into all the motorized bikes too. So I mean, he doesn't sell them, but he
Yeah,
does does the personal thing. He has a personal lifestyle motorized bike. I'm gonna ask him if he's got some what he would recommend for a homemade trailer as far as the wheels without an axle. What type of rims and stuff he would recommend? What type of wheels?
Ask Will Kidd from Gemini. He'd be a pretty good person to ask, I think.
Yeah. I got two people to ask now, so
yeah, and
Yeah.
don't forget about overrun trailer brakes, Jared. Yeah, and I have
trailer
thought-
brakes? No trailer brakes.
I have thought about because when I say wheels, I mean once again, yeah, it becomes a rear weird wheel thing. Fucking
Well-
wheels, yes, man. You're gonna find if you went anywhere, you're gonna need a trailer brake. If you got any kind of good slope at all, this trailer brake's gonna, yeah.
Yeah, but that trailer brake, if you hit that trailer brake when you're on a bicycle, you're gonna wipe out, man.
No, it's gonna drag you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I mean, but what kind of trailer brake you got?
I ain't got one.
That's the thing. I mean, holy shit. Now we need an axle of some kind. We can maybe put some sort of go-kart disc brake on there or something. Oh, you can buy a one-wheel burn and turn wheels, one that comes with a drum on it that you put a band brake on. I was thinking of Louisiana and use hubs at least on one or two sides of the trailer, and you can use a band brake.
I think I'm just gonna take and build my own frame out of wood. Build my own frame out of wood, and then use that bicycle trailer I got. It just take parts and stuff off that as I need it. You know.
The problem with that yard cart wheel is that can't good rubbers for them. God. So there you go. Hence my dilemma why I didn't already know what wheel to use.
Yeah. Maybe I should do a.
Maybe the whole adventure would be just keeping those wheels alive as you go somewhere. So I was thinking, just make it where you can change the wheels easy. Make sure the camera sets up fast, and you can, you're live, and you're back to changing one of these goddamn wheels.
Well, yeah, that's why you don't want an axle. The axle's gonna slow you up, man. I'll figure something out. When I start building it, the ideas that come to me as I'm building it.
When are you gonna start?
Huh?
When do you start?
Hopefully this week sometime.
Oh, you lie, man! It's not a race.
No. Well, I'll probably start this week sometime.
How heavy are you thinking?
I have no idea.
Okay, so check it out, dude. That fucking guy, that girl, whatever, a little mix of both. Pedaling it. We're talking about pedaling it with a nice mountain bike.
I know.
350, 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it light. It's gonna be light enough.
350 to 400 pounds.
Yeah, it's gonna be light enough to where me and you can pick it up. It'll be light enough to where me and you can pick it up, man.
Yeah, an electric fucking wheel on the back, at least fucking making some power, doing a job back there. And then there you go, you get a break out of it too. I don't know though.
I'll figure it out.
Something to fucking hang out with. Yeah, they're not talking. I'm waiting for Tambo and them to start talking some stuff.
Dude, I'm too busy looking for a little
good.
logo.
I'm talking this trash thing because I love it.
Yeah.
I'm into it right now. I've done the little camper before, a little style camper, but
yeah,
I was thinking something big and enclosed, 3 foot wide, 6 foot fucking something.
Yeah, 3 foot by 6 foot. That's.
I was even thinking square is all square, and then I started thinking
a box of coffin.
Maybe it needs a little shape to it. I was thinking like maybe 46, 48 inch walls.
Yeah.
No, I'm going full bore, dude. I'm going to be at least go inside.
Yeah.
I can't, I want to be able to, right now, dude, sitting here in this chair, right here, that's 43. 43 touches the top of my head.
Okay.
I need something just a little, so I can at least fucking sit down in there, I got to be, where am I going to, I need room. I need a little area.
Yeah.
3 foot, dude. I have a 3 foot rug in there. And I've been trying to imagine myself sitting on that. That's not so bad. I can sit in there right there and still do a BT. It's not the worst.
Yeah. But it says 30,
You know, hot boxing with Jared and the old bike camper trailer.
36 inches wide, huh?
36. That's what I'm going with. 36. All the way
That's
to the outside.
okay.
What do you
Okay,
think?
yeah. That's what I was thinking about. That's 3 feet wide, man. That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was going with, Celestia. That was the design I'd seen. I was going with that.
Yeah.
The removable floor so I can sit up. Yeah. And a regular chair height. 17 inches to the bent knee chair height type of thing. Critical measurements, man. Critical. I want to be able to. If I go in there, I want to be able to get comfortable, dude. There's got to be some way to get comfortable, so it's gonna be able to sit down like you're sitting at a regular table at least. You know, be comfortable and zone out for a good little while. What do you drink? Old Milwaukee?
Who?
You?
I don't drink.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. And then
I don't smoke. I don't smoke marijuana. I used to smoke marijuana like a chimney, but I gave that up for Lent like 10 years ago.
I'm gonna be in there smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, telling lies. That's all I can do. Yeah. Check it out, and you can bring enough battery, dude. Right? You got this trailer now. You can make this big old fucking powerhouse.
Well, I've got a solar panel for it.
Things on.
I've got all kinds of solar panels for it for stuff like that. So
a solar panel. I didn't even think of it. Yes, so you can turn your phone on. Maybe leave it on.
Yeah. Put a little battery in there so I could charge my phone, my computers and stuff, and we can live stream.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the newest plan. Nobody would give me any other plan. I was looking for a decent plan. That one sounds crazy stupid. How long did it fucking pulled you over and fucking sent you packing?
What's that?
The cops. Somebody's gonna pull you over and fucking send your ass packing, dude. No, this thing ain't going no more further. It's over. It's done. It's in a trip. Come on, that's a total possibility.
No one's gonna send me packing.
Oh, you never know, dude. You try to go too crazy, man. Them motherfuckers will send you packing. If you get swept up in some homeless raid, damn shit. They impound your camper. Check that one out. They impound the camper.
As long as they don't impound the bike.
That one.
As long as they don't impound the bike, hell, I got the trailer for free. So
they impound both of them. Oh my god, I didn't even think about it. They'll impound both of them. Some bitches. How do you get them back? Is it worth it? Even worth it. Fuck it, man. I'm done.
I've never, well, other than getting caught in that speed trap, cops really don't mess with me too much,
Skip, I've never stayed in a 36 cents a night room, but I would stay in one. I've stayed in some pretty low down places.
Hey man, you stayed in that old barn out in the middle of nowhere. You stayed in an old barn.
I stayed in some old barns, burnt down stores, you name it, all kind of abandoned mansions.
Yeah.
Astrovan, less conspiracy theory about it. Yeah.
Hey, as long as if I get a experimental, what they call an experimental plate for the back of that trailer, no one's gonna pull me over.
Experimental
plate, yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about the plate. Just some just some old dickhead cop who just, you've come to a stop, dude. What about stopping this bus? You're gonna have to stop that bus all the time, and each time you stop it, you'll be taking some sort of chance of who knows what's gonna happen. It could be a great, fantastic experience every single time, but if it only takes one bad one for you, like, oh fuck, who knew?
So you think a trailer is a bad idea, huh?
No, I don't, man. I think it's fantastic and totally challenging, and who knows what would happen. I'd like the thought of taking some bike trails, but I don't know about no goddamn bike trails.
I mean,
what trip are you meeting me here? I'm meeting you there. What's going on here?
I probably ended up coming, putting everything
In
on
the
the
van and down here, huh?
yeah,
We go across America, easy peasy, all the way to fucking California.
yeah,
Huge adventure.
yep.
I'm loving it, dude. Let's
Stop in a couple.
anyways.
Stop in a couple of hot spots. I know. Stop in a couple of Bigfoot hot spots. I know.
A couple of Bigfoot hotspots. I've got a few pictures along the way. I
Yeah.
go down any path though.
I mean, between here and Peoria, there's like 8 or 9 Bigfoot hot spots. Bigfoot's been seen around Illinois a lot lately.
It says fuck with me for the wrong popo. It does, you know it does. That's the challenge right there, and I'm still gonna be riding dirty.
yeah.
I'm
Catch me riding dirty.
still gonna be riding dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right here is where you put your weed.
I got to work on getting some money up first.
Oh shit, dude, you ain't got your money saved.
No, not yet, man.
Get the hell out of here. What's been going on?
Not yet. Hell, man, if I had money, I would have sent you your motor already. I haven't forgot about it.
What about that van? What keeps it alive?
What keeps it alive is
we gotta
just
get some work. We gotta get some work with the van. You can get
yeah,
I need to taking care of you.
yeah. That van is going in for a. I got to go in and have the rear main fixed on it. Is leaking oil, so
Oh, it's not a happy van.
no, I got to get it fixed.
Oh, it can happen. Getting it fixed can happen though, but
Yeah.
that's probably like $1,700 or something though.
No, one of my friends gonna do it. He's gonna charge me $140 to do it.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah. All he's gonna do is change the what do you say? Not the rear main. I think it's the rear main. It's the oil pan gasket. He's gonna drop the oil pan. Change the gasket.
That message right there is for you, Life's Adventure.
People. Yeah, Teresa. A lot of people do die looking for Bigfoot, and Bigfoot has killed a lot of people. And yes, I'm very well aware of that. I have been attacked myself. I've been thrown by these creatures. I've been attacked by these creatures. I'm well aware of what I'm getting into.
Right, indeed, with the other riding dirties. Oh, they riding dirty on Greyhound.
Yeah, hunting Bigfoot or studying Bigfoot is a very dangerous hobby, but I've been doing it all my life. And I'm not gonna say I'm an expert. I'm not gonna say I'm a professional. I'm just a guy who is enthused about a creature that people don't want to admit exists. But you got hundreds of thousands of reports of this creature existing. So yeah, and I know it's very dangerous. I know it's. I've been chased by these creatures.
That man, it smelled like fucking hair when you smoked it.
Huh?
Skip said he had some weed named Bigfoot one time, and he said what it tastes like, and it tastes like hair. Come on, you know it tastes like hair.
But yeah, Teresa, I appreciate you letting me know that. See, every section of the United States has some form of cryptid in it, and Bigfoot seem to be seen lately all over, in 4 parts of the United States. Yeah, and it seems like every group of Bigfoot that is found, some are more aggressive and some are, they're passive aggressive, and some are just straight out aggressive. You never know what group you're going to come into until you get into it. I mean,
we lost Trent there. He didn't hear a Bigfoot talk. Motherfuck him. He needs to learn to live a little.
I mean, I don't.
He's racist like that. He is. He don't like Bigfoot.
When I go out to the woods, am I scared? I'm scared to death. But see, that's what the intrigue is about it. That's what it keeps me going because I want to face my fears. Even though I know what these creatures can do to me. I've been love tapped by these creatures already. And trust me, they're strong. And we're talking about a 4-foot creature that can knock me 30 feet back with one squat. It's like, damn.
Dang.
Shit. It's like, but yeah, it intrigues me. I like,
Whatever, I like it. I enjoy people who talk about it and whatever. They can have fun with it. Nobody.
Yes, these creatures. Every wild animal is dangerous, and every wild animal you go against, even a black bear, you gotta approach with caution. You gotta keep your distance. You gotta keep, And a lot of people look at Bigfoot and they think it's big, hairy, gentle animal, and what? Hey, Tam boy, how long can I run an adventure at $9,000?
An Avenger at $9,000.
And that's because Zeke the Geek was coming in. She knew it. She was like, "Come on, get the fucking show back on."
So,
what's
Good,
up?
I fixed the chopper.
Sir.
Hell yeah.
I fixed the chopper. I did a post and a short about it.
Hell yeah, that's right. That's the way it is, guys. Check it out. Don't fucking forget to go check out Zeke the Geek.
All right, do you got OCC twin chopper?
No, it's right here. It's just the motorized bike.
Yeah, it's a chopper.
Is that the OCC? I can't tell.
Yeah, it's called the Chick Magnet.
Uh,
It's written right on the side, dude.
I can't. I could just see it barely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks good, man. It looks good from what I've seen.
I had to reinforce the frame a lot. I just got a welder for Christmas, so I've been spending time doing that.
You got, man, that thing's gonna be go through a brick wall and keep going, huh?
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, pretty fun. Jared, do you mind throwing up the video I posted? It's a short.
Oh, sure. No problem. I don't mind, dude. Let's see where we're at here. 1 second.
I still have a back wheel that's supposed to be shipped here, but it keeps getting delayed, and it's kind of making me mad because I need a new back tire. This one's
Yeah, the last one I seen, you were spinning it on a little stand.
What do you got? The fat back tire?
It's 20
Okay.
inches. Yeah.
Okay. Because some of those new choppers that are out, they don't have the fat back tire. They got the skinny one back there.
And I just heard somebody show.
It's a 24-inch.
I think I seen
hold
Lucky
on.
Luciano in here earlier, but I might have missed him. There we go. Got somebody. Hold on. I'm working.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Josh?
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, Josh.
Come on, you just posted it. It has to be near the top of the list.
I saw it in your. I got recommended it actually.
Oh, what was the answer to the Avenger?
Top.
Oh, you know,
I assume she
I'm
wants
gonna-
it to live to fight another day. You know what I mean? Not kill it.
if you want it to live, I'm gonna bet. I mean, well, I gotta know. You know, are we going through like country roads, like back roads kind of thing, or
you
like,
know, sometimes Tan, when you ask a question like that, you just want a simple answer, like something to shoot for that's safe, like a medium motor, medium,
yeah, I
safe
see what
number.
you mean.
Is it a short that I'm looking for right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd
Right.
say like.
That's
Here we go.
40 miles. I mean, like, you know, like for one ride. No, okay. I'd say like.
Hey, you got a 2-stroke OCC chopper. Nice.
What size motor you got in there?
It's from Blackberry. For on either bad.
Oh,
That's just a straight pipe on it.
That's just a straight pipe? You said? Oh,
Don't sound
I
bad.
think you say it was on
Oh,
it.
he walked out of the room.
Oh yeah, but he hit the button. That's easy to do.
Oh,
No,
he
no.
didn't. No, he's sitting.
He hit the button in real life and
No, he
got up
left.
and walked
No,
out
he's
of the
just not in
room.
the. Yeah, he's just not in the room. He walked away from the chair.
He pulled a me.
Yeah. Look like a cut and run.
Hey, so it sounds it didn't sound too bad, really. Okay, we were talking about the Avenger. I don't even know what the names of those motors are and stuff like that, but I know one basic question that I see come up a lot is people will have the ports will be cut open, and then some people have ports that are closed off. Is that
Okay.
Avenger? Are they open transfers or are they closed up, or
So-
what's the difference there?
So a real Avenger is closed transfers.
Okay.
A Dominator, which is what the new cylinder that
Yeah,
that has come out that has those dots on the side, that is an open transfer cylinder.
Okay. And so one of the engines that I had just a straight grinder, like the pencil grinder, and I got up in there and started digging around. Next thing I know, I realized the shank of my bit was actually digging into a transfer, and I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that." You know what I mean? And then I was like, "Well, hey, this other cylinder has open transfers altogether. Why wouldn't I just cut it completely out?" But I didn't. You know what I mean? I stopped where I was at and didn't dig too much of them out. But it was one of the first ones that I stuck a grinder to, and I was like, "Whoa, I won't do that no more." And I ended up getting me a grinder with a 90 on it, and never did cross that bridge. And I haven't used that cylinder. I've always just set it on the shelf and said, chalk that one up to learning something. You know what I mean? But I thought many times about just cutting it open, just see what happens. You know what I mean?
Oh, it works. It works just fine.
I would think so.
Ever
Yeah.
see that Minarelli cylinder, and you see how big the transfers can be? You're like, okay,
Yeah.
you just get rid of everything, dude. How weak will your cylinder be when you got rid of everything? And Minarelli made sure there was some walls left. You won't have any goddamn walls left.
Yeah, the walls are so thin. Like I said, I was actually it wasn't the tip of my.
I do get what that difference is. The Minarelli they were
Yeah.
giving intake.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot.
And I mean, like I there's so many things that you can do with these little motors, and I'll get to it when it warms up, and I'll answer a lot of my own questions. But a lot of you guys has been there a lot longer and done it, and know things that I don't.
I've seen it, dude. That's all I know. I just know it from seeing it there. That's all I know.
I'm a newbie, Josh. I'm a newbie, man.
Yeah, treat me like.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying though about them open transfers. Some of those iron sleeves will have it all covered up, and have it where there's nothing there, and then some of them will have it blowed wide open. And I think you called it, Tan, the two brands are the Avenger and the Dominator. That's like one's open and one's closed, maybe, or something. I don't even know. But wouldn't be nothing to cut them out and try it. Just fully cut them open, and what's it going to hurt? You know what I mean? Maybe it doesn't work as good. I don't know.
So, well, okay, my thing that I've seen about it is that open transfers are less desirable because they make the piston support that side load instead of having an extra layer of protection between the cylinder and I don't know really the rest of it, but
so maybe just less wear and tear or something like that.
Yeah,
it helps it
I
keep
think
it
we're
lined.
with two ridges in that Avenger. It just got a ridge on each side.
Yeah. Well, what happened to me? I got greedy. I was like, "Oh, I'll get everything out of the way. I'll cut this out and gouge out that, and I'll do something good here." And next thing I know, I was like, "Oh shit, maybe that's too much."
No support piston, I guess. Yeah. So, hey man, you start to bump in all kind of things with a two-stroke, and there's all these workarounds that they'll do in the casting to beat.
Oh yeah, and that you hear the everybody's well, are we going to go with reeds or are we going to go with a windowed piston and this and that? I've got dozens of examples of all of it. Open transfers, closed, big ones, small ones. Some of them, like there's the whole rotary valve two-stroke. That's something that nobody talks about.
Yep.
There's all kinds of two-stroke stuff. There's some like I seen one just recently on one group that it was a two-stroke motor, but it was two cylinders, but it was built inside of a single-cylinder engine. and it was like on one connecting rod. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. And I was like, well, that's different. You know what I mean? One piston controlled exhaust and one intake.
I know a guy that builds those.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Then there's so many of them out there, it's unreal, right? And everything has its advantage or disadvantage. I guess it just all depends on what you're doing.
You see the 1-2 stroke with 2 spark plugs in it.
Well, no, I don't got. I mean, I had an Odyssey once that had 2 spark plugs, but just 1 coil. It was basically like if you burn a plug, you just switch over. I've had a few bikes like that too. I think Yamahas. But yeah, there's a motorized bike. There's a few people that's doing them with twin plugs and twin coils, I believe.
Yeah. Check something here.
So it sounds like Life's Adventures going Bigfoot hunting. Oh, that's the OCC chopper bike.
He said we might. I'm not listening. Let's not pin him down to anything, but he said we might.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think one of the coolest.
That's what I do for my YouTube channels. I do Bigfoot, ghost hunting, and now it's motorized bicycling.
Yeah. What I grew up around that Pomeroy and stuff, and out there where the Mothman was at. My grandparents and dad grew up around that time out there, and they all knew the legends and stuff. And half the people, I never seen no Mothman besides the big brass when they got in front of the courthouse.
Yeah,
but, but anyway, they all believe in that stuff a lot around them areas. You know what I mean? If you live around it, you ain't fooling around. And some people thought he was bad. Some people thought he was good. I never even could stand to watch the movie. I'm like, I didn't live around it all.
My first encounter with a Bigfoot was when I was 5 years old. Ever since then, I've been intrigued with them. So,
yeah, right on.
No.
Oh, so that OCC chopper bike.
My motor has. This is the motor I'm giving to. Jared. It's got dual plugs, or I mean, it's set up for dual plugs.
Yeah.
But
hang on a minute. He's got something else up right now. Hold it back up here in a minute. We'll see if we can get him make it big.
Jared, I did a community post.
I don't have anything with
Life's Adventures. I gotta say, I think
you're make it big, but I can't do it.
I think you're mistaking 2 plugs for one being a decompression valve and one being a spark plug.
Oh yeah, to help you start it.
Yep.
To help you start it.
Yeah. You know, on saws.
Yeah, compression release.
Yeah,
I think they call it a compression release.
Yeah, decomp. You know, compression release.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I think Steel calls it that decompression valve.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's not a second spark plug hole.
I can't even see
there really
right
would be. I don't think there really would be much advantage to a second spark plug unless one dies. But that's a whole different topic. So.
Yeah, that's all it ever was for the ones I seen, Tan Boy. It just if one fouled out on you, just switch to the other.
Oh, okay. Because this one, he put a screw in this one, and the second hole. There's a screw in there.
Yeah, that's just a plug to block it off, unless you want to add your own one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one. This is a motor that Ken Henson built.
Looks like somebody's having fun cooking out, working on bikes there.
I'm just scrolling down on them. Here, maybe I was looking for more bike ones. We'll see if I bump into more.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure probably all of us has played with one of them OCC chopper bikes, but mine was a 4-stroke. It was straight pipe, sounded more like a Harley coming down the road.
I've got 5 OCC chopper bikes with no motors on them. They're sitting in my storage.
Yeah.
I want to get one of them out and put a motor on them.
It's pretty straightforward now to get a kit for them, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. You didn't even got to try hard now. I kind of built mine own custom a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and done it my own way with belt drive and stuff. But pretty sure you can just throw one of them bike motors on them now.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my I'm gonna take the two-stroke.
Or did you make
I have a two-stroke just like this on my bike. This is an MS4 a 460,
Yeah.
and my bike
that would
is
make
MS.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Hey, well, hold it up there one time. Let's check it out. You were so small a while ago, I couldn't see nothing what you was pointing at or anything. Yeah. So flip it down there. It's got big old transfer ports.
Oh yeah, no, it's huge.
Yeah, I just see one spark plug.
There's no one spark plug.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. So like that's a pretty common build too, ain't it? To put a 460 head on them.
I think so. Yeah. Not a lot of people have it, but it is a common.
This motor, just the motor and the motor mounts by itself cost me $500. So.
Oh yeah. You can put some money into them for sure.
Yeah.
Steel parts aren't cheap, man. You know what I mean? Even to buy used steel, but they have clone heads and clone stuff now, and you know what I mean. That's up to you.
I paid a guy to build these for me. I got this one. This one has never been used. But I got one on my bike just like this one. The twinless one is MS460.
Now, would you? I could almost guess that it'd have to be a better engine after you did that to it.
Yeah.
If you just threw it on like a China doll or something, I would think you'd be doing something better if you use real steel parts.
Different port timings and all that. So
that's what I was going to say. Walk us through it. What they do? Shim it up, bring the cylinder up a little bit, or what all work does it take to do it?
A race engine, man. The racer to know.
Hey, all I know is that I had a guy build me a couple motors, not realizing that they were high speed motors.
Okay.
And so he sent me to his at the time to his high speed motors. So all I know is you don't want to put a 28 millimeter throttle on it. I done that.
And so now, if you took a China doll, a cleaned up China doll, and took it off and put that motor on a bike, what are you going to see? The difference going to be huge or what?
It'll be real huge.
Yeah, no, absolutely immense.
Okay. Okay. He's saying it'll be big.
That Avenger with that 52 millimeter, dude, is so noticeable. It's the most notice I've ever had of the bike.
I talked to Ken. He said he doesn't remember if it was a 52 or 54 what he put in here.
Yeah,
he says it might be a 54. So
could be a 54.
Yeah.
Well, so if I guess if you was around building chainsaws is about like building two-stroke bicycles, I suppose, and you see a lot of people that are into those building saws, especially where people use saws a lot, up north and firewooders and stuff like that, or tree fellers in general. But they'll go on about porting them and doing some modifications to them, the exhaust and stuff.
It's a 52 millimeter. Someone just told me it's a 52 millimeter. So.
Oh no, that's ERT saying he's the king and goat of fucking 52 millimeter. Don't even try to say it's faster than him. If you don't got the video,
I'll be right back, you guys. Give me just a minute.
If I don't got the video to prove it, I got the speeding ticket to prove it.
That's who he is, dude. That's not me saying it, but we've already heard him preach. I know Tamboy feels that way about it, but he, I think Trent might have posted something, no 52 millimeter stuff. I don't know if he did or not. He's so specific about it. He's very, very specific.
Who?
ERT.
Oh yeah.
Be riding the Javelin. Wow, time fly. King #1 forever. He'll probably die #1.
How fast did you go, ERT?
57 miles an hour.
That's
it. I was doing 65 yesterday.
Oh,
there you go. That's nice.
On a smaller piston.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Video or it didn't happen. Well, yeah, good point. I got a video showing my face, but I don't got a video of a speedometer.
Oh
It
shit!
don't matter if you know you did it. You know you did it anyway.
I mean, just pull up the Smolik speed calculator and then, give it a little listen and then, say, that sounds like 12,000 RPM. And then you type in 12,000 RPM, 10 tooth sprocket on the front, 36 tooth on the back. You'll get a mile per hour.
Yeah,
I got
Thank God.
I got a 32. I have a 32 tooth on the back. I have a 32 tooth on the back, and at the time I had a 28 millimeter carburetor. And yeah, that's not the that's not way to go, man. You go too fast.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Fuck it. It doesn't really matter about the competition part because I'm in it just on a little old having fun 30 mile an hour. I mean, my average mile an hour is like 10 mile an hour, maybe 7 or something. 12. I don't even know.
I didn't purposely go that fast. I didn't even know I was going. I didn't know I was going 93.2 miles an hour until the cop pulled me over.
Compton in here. I think I can highlight his. He's coming in here through Tan Boy, and he's familiar with this. With the MS 660 has the 56 millimeter piston. The MS 440 has the 54.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's a 460 because they don't make a 440.
It's a 440. What is this? He said 460.
It's a 460 is what it is. I used to run a 460 steel. I know that's a number for one for sure.
Yeah.
I had a 3
Well, 460 is probably the most common.
Come on back
one.
Let us in.
Well, and that's that's where I was getting at, guys. Was when it comes down, you can want to run fast if you want to, but there's just as many guys that just want to run and reliable to the hardware store. Like me.
See, when I first got into it, I had a 80cc motor. It was my first bike, and I really liked it. And so I started ticking around, and I found out these guys that build them and stuff, make them out of steel and stuff. And I didn't know what an MS 460 from an 80cc at the time. So I realized that. I realized
54. Ken is in. He knows his shit.
Yeah.
So I would almost have to say I think a flat top Briggs was my 05 horse was my first anything. You know what I mean? And that's way I guess that's quite a bit stronger than that 2-stroke motor that's on my bike now. You know what I mean? But the 2-stroke,
if you break it down, if you break the 460 down to a cc, it's 110 cc.
Okay. Yeah, and I know there's a big difference on how they advertise, on how they really measure with the ones that are you buy on eBay and stuff, and all that. Like I said, it's all whatever it is. I think cool builds are cool builds though. Like if you have if you got a 460 head and you've thrown it on a China doll bottom or this or that, or if you're modifying and playing, you must be in the hobby pretty good and having fun with it. You know what I mean?
No,
it's a fun thing to do, really.
I had a guy who knew what he was doing build these motors for me, and I didn't realize how fast they went. And so now I'm going to give the one I haven't used. I'm going to send that to Jared as soon as I get some cash. I can send it to him.
Yeah,
and
on my trailer.
And
that's pretty cool of you to do.
On his trailer.
And you pull a trailer.
Hey, I mean,
what was that?
He's going to use it to pull a trailer.
Oh yeah, okay, If you put a 44 tooth on the back of it, it'll give you enough torque.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking.
Right. And that's like some of the adventure in the motorized biking. We're all kind of on our own thing, whether it be speed or whether it be the bike trails like I do or however people ride. But when I first come onto this group and seen Jared hitting around the country, I'm like, hell, fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a fucking ride right there. You know what I mean? That's doing something.
He was talking about 4-strokes, and I found out a 4-stroke is more of a type of motor that I need. These 2-strokes are for the people that like high speeds. I really don't like the high speeds, and I didn't realize that 2-stroke is basically for people who like speed. I didn't realize that.
Can't do any real work.
Ooh.
Huh?
Yeah,
Like you said,
I would agree
two-stroke
with that for the most
four.
part. That two strokes were for the speed. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah,
got on a CR 250, you was doing something compared to an
yeah,
XL 250 street and trail. You know,
yeah.
but
You know,
Yeah,
if
no
the
problem.
reliability to just hop on something and go and get back and stuff probably is. And I love the sound of a 4-stroke with a straight pipe and shit, and the
yeah.
sound of them's cool too. But there's nothing like the sound of a 2-stroke and the smell. And plus, it's the
Yeah.
power to weight ratio in the package that fits in your bicycle frame. You can't really beat that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a nice little tight. Throw it right in there and let's go.
Well, I want to get a 100cc 4-stroke, and
Yeah.
ART, how many motors do you think it would take to make it then?
huh?
Yeah, maybe we'll start
He's
a
talking
pool
to
of how many
ERT.
motors it takes to make it then.
I just want a 100cc 4-stroke. 4-stroke is more. I just want something I can cruise around with. Not too fast, not too slow, but just enough. And if I decide to go cross country, it ain't gonna overheat on me because that 2-stroke,
Three.
That-
God damn.
that 2-stroke gets hot real fast. It gets hot after about 3-4 hours of riding it. It gets it heats up
soaked
real
up.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's soaked right in, yeah.
And then 2 more jugs.
And then that 4-stroke is constantly cooling itself with the what
Oil
do you call
slinger
it?
and shit.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you got
constantly cooling
fins in
itself.
there and all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
And that's what forced air, going through it and stuff. That's cool.
yeah,
And like I said, a 4-stroke can be quieting down pretty good. So if you're creeping up on a Bigfoot, that might be a handy thing. You know what I mean? Or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know
yeah,
what you're doing, but you can quieten a 4-stroke down pretty good and hardly even know it's
Yeah.
there.
Well, I want something I can cruise, and if I need the speed, it's there. But I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
I don't want a bike where I have to go fast. Like with my MS 460, I have to pedal up to 15 miles an hour in order for it to kick in.
Yeah. Well, see,
And with a
like
four-
I said, I guess I think of things different too sometimes too, because I instantly I'm gonna go hop on a Goldwing and put my tent and backpack and pull a trailer for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that, like I said, it
never
depends
pulled a
on
trailer
what people are doing.
I
but
never
like
had, out of all my motorcycling, never hooked a trailer to one.
yeah,
You really don't need to on a Goldwing. You got so many bags. It's like a rolling RV anyway.
Yeah, you do have a lot of hard saddlebags there, dude. You
Yeah.
can definitely get some. And those front.
Yeah, seriously, you can pick up an old GL like 1200 cc
I know.
85 Honda with 30,000 miles for $500. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And just start
Yeah,
putting bumper
I
stickers
keep
on.
my eye out for that. That's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping my eye out for it.
Right. He said, I'm watching. Well, I'm fortunate. Like I said, I work with a shit ton of people, and they'll start some kind of project, or it'll need an alternator or a tire, and they'll just give up on it and be like, "You want to buy us for $300?" And I'm like, "Well, how can I say no to that?" You know what I mean? All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Those are regular motorcycles. I just want a motorized
Right.
bicycle.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, to each their own with stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like
I mean,
like I said, to think that you could just get on a mini bike or like a little 100cc and
Yeah.
put it on a bike, even better with pedals, and get by with no
Yeah.
permit, no license, no nothing. Just
Yeah.
get out and drive it. Fuck, it feels like you're doing something big time. You know what I mean? And
It
like
does.
I said, it
does.
sounds funny. People that are on, like you said, you started out with that 460.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried a China doll?
Yeah, no. He
Uh,
tried
well, my very first motor was a China doll.
Okay,
Very-
so you
before-
didn't get spoiled from the beginning, really.
No.
So now,
No.
if you would have got on that 460 in the beginning and said, "Hey, this is what motorized bikes all supposed to run like," and then you got your China doll and was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? If it's that big of a
Yeah.
difference, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how it was for me, because I'm out riding 4-cylinders and shit all the time, or big, 1,000cc fucking crotch rockets
Yeah.
and shit. And then I go and these people were having me build these motorized bikes, and I'm like, man, I used to work on bikes when I was a kid. Why don't y'all buy one of these 4-cylinders off of me and go ride it? You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, you don't think much about it, and you build a few of them. You can hand them out to the people, and people would complain and all the time breaking them down, or bolts would break, or they couldn't figure out how it wouldn't idle and this and that. They'd bring it back to me, and I would spend literally 10 minutes troubleshooting it, have it running again, give it back to them, and the very next day they'd be like, something else went wrong. I need you to look at it again, and you couldn't get out from underneath of it. You was like,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I quit building them for people and just started keeping what I had, and I had a
When it
couple
comes-
engines and frames.
Now, see, I know how to work on small engines, but I
You know
never
what?
really.
And for that, dude, I just made the counter 1 foot wider.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
I got a call coming in, you guys. I'll get back to you in a
Motherfucker,
second.
man, it
Okay.
needs
All right.
to
See you, man.
1 foot wider just to keep it alive. It needs to at least 3.5 full square feet to keep the two-stroke alive. ERT said take three top ends.
Hey, does ERT still run with training wheels?
No, ERT
Wait, are you joking? I thought you were like trying to make a joke about him.
No, I think 3 top ends would be about right. That's what I would.
He seriously ran with training wheels?
No. Don't y'all say that
Hey,
about
I'm
him.
still there. That's cool.
I
Sorry,
thought that
guys.
was. I couldn't tell if that was a joke or what because
It was.
Man,
Okay.
it's my brother from
It's like-
another mother.
like whoa.
But
I mean, because
yeah.
I've heard the most harebrained ideas being in this hobby. It's just like
I'm just saying.
I'm not even really surprised. I can't tell if something's a joke or it's real because of how people are.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
With the
Well, and
two-stroke
that's-
I did take, it lasted. I don't know. It lasted over halfway. So, and then I got another top end, but that next top end, dude, it didn't fucking make it very far at all.
Mm.
Can't try. The next top end only made it another 100, 200 miles, and then fucking crap.
Yeah, and I think that's what the China doll that I'm rocking, that 49cc Iron Slave. After cleaning it up and getting it on there and riding it, I'm happy with where it's at, doing what it does, and I ain't trying to do nothing. I just want to see how long it'll last.
Hey,
at this point.
I like the motorized bike. I like the MS460. MS460, I will put it on a different bike and I will use it once in a while. But it's not my cup of tea to use all the time. A 4-stroke, something a little bit has the same CC, but a little bit geared differently, so I can
But
control it
going
better.
in a
You know?
bicycle is a lot more finicky, though. That goddamn
Huh?
finicky to go in a bicycle.
Oh, to fit them in there?
Yeah, to fit fine the frame and all that. It fits in there decently and all. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
got some issues. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Hey,
and that's what I said.
Everything's gonna have issues to some point. You just gotta work around it. If you want it, you'll
Anytime I
deal with
think
it.
of the 4-cylinder or the 4-stroke 4-cycle engine, I can't even imagine a 100cc one because it's. I mean, I have one out there like a 97 or whatever, the little ball haul jobbies, whatever. And I took it off and I replaced it with the flat top Ford for the mini bike or flat top Briggs. So
Yeah.
like 5 horse right off the bat. And when you look at the size of the motors, man, you're looking at about the same size. All in all, man, they ain't that much of a difference. I mean, there is, but there ain't. When you set them next to each other with no carburetor and exhaust
I was
on them,
running- Josh, I was running that Doodle Bug with that 97 too. And it was
I thought you said.
gutless, dude. Totally gutless. Then I
Yeah.
put a jack shaft on it, trying to give it some gut. No, I ended up putting a 6-horse on it, and it came alive.
There you go. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, just start with the right thing from the
But then
beginning.
I started with like a 38cc on the back wheel, and then have moved up to 79, and that
Yeah.
seems pretty strong, dude. But you're right. I'm thinking about it personally. I ain't gonna lie. Even though everybody started to go off with no 6-horse, I was considering.
Yeah, and then here's what I'm saying is, if by the time that you would go ahead and go get a bigger, whether it be that Predator Ghost or a 5 flat top, whatever you're running, old Tecumseh, whatever it is, by the time you done went and put one of them on a bicycle, you've built yourself a mini bike pretty much. I mean, you're starting to float the lines there. You know what I'm saying? And then you think, well, why wouldn't I just do it on a mini bike? But you can't ride a mini bike across the country. You know what I mean? And they don't have pedals.
Bike fucking store, dude. Don't lie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I ride them all over too. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some areas, they don't care. Hell, here in Rockford, you see mini bikes going on the highway, up and down the highway, and right past the cop. They don't care.
Like I think it's been said here before. I would rather just do it and whatever. Give me a ticket, man. Take the bike, whatever. Take my fun.
Yeah.
You want to be an asshole cop? Go ahead, be an asshole cop, dude. I'm just trying to have a smile. You know what I mean? And then you're out a mini bike, couple $100 or something. You know what I mean? Whatever. But you got people that'll put all kinds of money into them and then get out and ride them on the back wheel or try to hit 70 on the freeway. And that's totally different, man. We rode out in the country and you could pull up next to the game warden and buy and like charge a pack of cigarettes for your mom when you're 12. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I grew up out in the country, they didn't care what the fuck you rode. You know what I mean? You go down there and pump 50 cents worth of gas in it on credit and ride it all day long. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, same thing. You know, you ride mini bikes up and down the street. Well, I lived out in the country, so they really didn't care. You know.
Yeah, that's how I was always out in the country too. They didn't give a shit. But if you was out trying to cross the country, you know what I mean, then the best thing to do would be try to lay low as you can, be quiet, you know what I mean, and be sneaky. And like I said, then you're like, well, I wouldn't have to do all that if I had a bicycle and pedals, you know what I mean? And then, but now that's starting to get a little bit different too. And if you start putting money into it, and then when one cop wants to hassle you and impound it or something, like I can seriously go to the impound lot in my town right here down at the fairgrounds and buy every bicycle motorized bike there is that they impounded all year long. They just sat out in the rain down there until they got so many of them they don't know what to do with them, and then they just sell them back to the public. So I can go down there and buy 5 of them for $100. You know what I mean?
Why would they impound them if they're going to sell them back to the public? I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. But they do it in almost every town. Cincinnati does it. Columbus does it. Every big town has to get rid of them bicycles and shit that they impound. But it's the cars, it's the motorcycles, it's everything. It's, you know what I mean? Guns, they'll take your guns and resell them. They don't care.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's that. You know what I mean? If you're ever looking for a good source, and like the e-bikes in bigger towns, hell, they're starting to supply the cops with those things. So here's the deal. Imagine in a couple of years, they're going to be auctioning all them off. Yeah.
There's a couple. We got a couple of bike cops here that ride those e-bikes.
Yeah, they're training them up here to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just during the good weather, you know what I mean, to have them out there in the rurals and in the parks and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Check people for fishing license, whatever the hell they're doing.
Oh, you said Scourge? Scourge of the Earth, goddamn road pirates are on bikes now?
Oh, yeah. I was just telling them you missed it, Jared. I said in my town they have an auction once a year and sell off all the shit in the impound lots. And you can go down there and buy all the motorized bikes and e-bikes you want, you know, mini bikes and shit. Anybody that lost any four-wheelers, snowmobiles, jet skis, you know what I mean, big trucks, they'll sell you anything. They'll take your guns and resell them. You know what I mean? They don't care. Then you can get them cheap. You know what I mean? You go down there and get your motorized bike. Like say, you know, some people put some money into these things. So you got $2,000, $3,000 into a bike that you're trying to go fast on. You get caught going fast one time, they impound it. I go down there to the auction and I buy it back for $50. Ain't nobody else even knows what it is.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's one way, you know, if you live in a bigger city or something, you know what I mean, you can always look up when they're having those. He's getting her going in. Dude, those OCC choppers are such cool bikes.
I got a bunch of them in my storage. I got a couple black ones, a silver one.
Yeah.
I think I got another red one in there.
My first one I built, we took a regular 20-inch bicycle rim. And we hammered it flat a little bit and wrapped it around the back rim on that and pop riveted it. And then we run a belt to it and run a jack shaft and run a belt back up to I think it's like a 3-horse flat top. It was like a real small one. I never seen one that small. Like maybe, 3, 4 horse, whatever the hell a flat top Briggs comes in smaller than a 5. But it was up tucked in there and it was easy to weld it in there. And like I said, we just had a jack shaft running to it and an old handle. You reached up there and grabbed it and let it start grabbing. You know what I mean? Start kicking with your feet a little bit. It was pretty cool. What was cool is the saddle and the big fat back tire and that front tire. I think mine was the red one. I can't remember which one that was called. Had like the chrome and the flames all over it. Stingray, I think, what it was.
I think Stingray was one of the ones, yeah.
It was pretty cool. But I did one of them and kind of, that they're so small, really, too. You know what I mean? It's like as far as practicality goes, I'm a little too big for a bike like that.
Yep. I thought I'd seen an adult size one, but I might have been mistaken about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
By the time you set the seat up real high and everything else, it takes away from that look. You know what I mean? That it's got going. You know, if you get down on it, but I don't know. It wasn't ever that comfortable for me anyway. Plus, you know, when you're dicking around with shit that's like a manual clutch, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? You do a centrifugal or do
I
something
felt like
different.
the Rebel was too small in that same way.
Yeah. I got a Rebel motor out there in the garage the other day. Somebody brought it by and was like, "You want this?"
I wanted one, and I finally got up next to one. Like, no, I don't want one. God damn it.
My a guy that I worked with, he was past retirement age, and he was wanting to start riding bikes again, but he was an older guy and he was kind of small. And instead of finding a Rebel, he found some kind of like, I think it was a Yamaha 250 something other, and it would actually keep up with his RI up to about 75. You know what I mean? Then we'd run off and leave him. Well, we stayed, you know, tight with him, but you know what I'm saying? He did all right.
I mean, close to interstate speeds anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could do it enough, you know, but he rode one summer on that bike, and by the next summer, he had so much trouble out of it. He's like, just forget it. You know what I mean? I'm getting a Harley. Like, well, you're going to have even more trouble. But that's whatever. If you're into Harleys, be into them. I think pretty much it doesn't matter what brand it is, you're going to be working on it. It's just the nature of anything we make. You know what I mean? You want, especially if you're running it hard or trying to go fast, and that's what you give up. I'm pretty sure you can make any motor scream like a Banshee with a little bit of nitrous, but how long is it going to last? You know what I mean? If you're just trying to get the bomb delivered and it's a kamikaze, fucking hit it. You know what I'm saying? Do the thing. But if you want it to keep going, and that's the thing, like if you're like life's adventure, especially you, man, if you're going to be out riding your bike, you know, on long trails at distance and stuff, and that's what you want, man. You want one that idle. You don't want it to be hard to ride. You don't want it to be hard on you. You don't want it to be hard on the ears. You don't want it to be hard on your ass. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm trying to switch to a 4-stroke. You know.
Yes, but the dream, dude. People want to dream about that 2-stroke going somewhere.
Yeah, well, the 2-stroke is only good. The 2-stroke's only good for the racetrack.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been like kind of dailying my race motor, and you know it runs pretty good. I took it to work yesterday. I took it to my friend's house. You know, I take it to school. Huh?
Well, hey, listen to this, Tan Boy. If you like 2-stroke shit, how would you feel about one of those old water buffaloes?
So if you're
you ever heard of them?
You only got to go 3 hours there, dude. Boom, you made 150 miles. That's good enough. You make a stop, man. It's over for the day. Just 3 hours a day, man. Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah, dude. I could be in Florida by tomorrow if I, you know.
Oh, for sure. In a car, you just jump in it. You just drive here.
Yeah. I'll be here tomorrow.
So this guy down the road from me's got this old water buffalo, and it's a 2-stroke street bike. Old as hell, you know what I mean, but it's still savable, you know what I'm saying? And I really wasn't into it. I was like, it looks like it needs quite a bit. But also too, I could have just drug it home and sold parts on eBay if I wanted, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people out there in the market. And it's like, well, I mean, I got so many street bikes right now, they're parked at other people's places. You know what I mean? I just don't even have time for it. My back busted on me and the health, you know what I mean? I try to focus on the kids and been riding little motorized bikes. But that, like I said, people never stop coming to me and offering me stuff. And half the time it's almost free. You know what I mean? They come and get it, dig the weeds out from around it. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, I don't even know nobody that would want to work on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, the opportunities are there for some old classics and stuff. You know what I mean? And like I said, what would be cooler? I think it's a triple. I'm pretty sure it's a triple 2-stroke.
So what, a Kawasaki or something?
Well, they called it a water buffalo. That's why I said the motor's actually desirable. I don't know which one it is.
I've never even heard of that thing.
Yeah, but it sets up here, and like I said, the right person come over here and talk to this guy and get it for nothing. You know what I mean? Chop it out of the weeds and take it out. But like I said, what for what? You know what I mean? He had so many old bikes up here. He had let's see what he had. 2 like Suzuki 2-strokes, like the dirt bikes, like DS80. He had DS80 and a DS like 125. And what else he have? He God, all kinds of jet skis and snowmobiles and shit, all kinds of two-stroke motors. And like I
Yeah.
thought about it many times because I got a couple John boats and a canoe and shit. I thought about going and getting up the jet skis, and if there's two of them, you know, if you need any parts, you always got another one. You can't go wrong. And he's
Yeah.
like, you could have the jet skis both for $200. Take them. They ran when I bought them. They've been sitting there 10 years, but they got covers on them. The motors still pull over and they spark. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, that'd be kind of a cool project to make it like throw one of them in the back of my John boat and just find out what that's like to have a jet powered John boat. You know what I mean? I don't know.
There you
Just,
go.
what the fuck it, you know what I mean? But like I said, I ain't even got the time to do it. Wintertime's long up here in Ohio. You're like, Jesus, man, ever gonna be springtime? And then the grass and the weeds, and you know what I mean, to take care of the chickens. Like, what the fuck? Where'd I get all these kids? You know what I mean? We can't play with the motorcycles every day. We have a lot of fun with the RC cars though and stuff, playing around with them. Man, I seen some dude throw his boat down in the snow the other day and took off with it. And I hadn't never tried an RC boat in the snow, and I was like, man, I can't believe I ain't got a boat right now to try that. But he had a twin prop. I don't know what he was rocking. It was an electric. And he goes out, looked like about 6 inches of powder, and throws it down. His buddy nails it. You know what I mean? They're out there running it in the snow. I'm like, damn, I ain't never seen an RC boat in the snow. That worked pretty good. But we used to get them and put them up like swamp buggies.
I did see that video.
Did you?
I think I'm gonna try to buy this 3 horsepower Briggs for $35.
Yeah, that's cheap enough.
Yeah.
Would you got a plan for it, or just picking it up because it's cheap?
I might try and put it on the chopper because it's smaller than my. It's smaller than anything I got.
I thought it was a 3.5, and that's what I put on my first OCC chopper.
I know. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I mean, some people make those Briggs into some real race motors. I've seen.
Oh yeah, dude! I poured them out and polished them and camshaft them and all kinds of shit. Let me know if you need parts. I got tons of them, dude.
What do you got cam wise?
Fuck everyone you can think of. You know what I mean? I can't think of one I don't have. You know what I mean?
What would you recommend? What's like the gnarliest cam that you have for?
I don't know. I'll go out there and box you up 3 of them, and you send me a shipping label. I'll send them right to you. You tell me, try them all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I'll go and put strong valve springs and stainless steel valve springs and all kinds of shit in them. You know what I mean? Pour them, polish them, eyebrow them, you name it. Carburetor, straight pipe them, whatever. I got tons of go-kart parts. I got tons of rims and slicks and shit and all kinds of body parts for old go-karts. I got all kinds of shit out there.
Yeah.
More shit than I'll ever use. That's why I was saying I wish somebody would get one of these 2-strokes off of me and turn it into something. Fuck, you're a good candidate for it, Tan Boy. You ain't never said nothing about it, but these go-kart motors are ridiculous. You know what I mean? If you was trying to go fast, I think that'd get you there. You know what I mean?
True enough.
Right.
Yeah,
I think most of that is just like mounting it. And
it mounts just like a 5-horse, dude. If you can mount a 5-horse or one of them Briggses, it mounts the same way.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that I have that I'd be able to mount it on.
Funny enough, it is a direct drive.
I'd be able to mount it on my chopper, but I kind of want to put a 4-stroke on that. So
that's what I did too. They sound kind of funny with the 2-stroke, but hey, it still sounded pretty good. You know what I mean? I liked it. It was all right. The sound of mine was totally different than that. It was kind of weird to see it and hear that sound with it. I was like, whoa, that's different. You know what I mean? But 2-stroke sounds cool.
It's funny how different those Briggs sound to the 212.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say that flat top Ford's ridiculous, but fuck, man, they got some crazy motors. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some of them built and run on methanol and stuff like that.
Yeah,
just cranking 30,
I've seen those.
Yeah, Josh. Josh, you want to see a weird looking build? Go to my channel and look at the picture on my channel. That's a weird looking build.
Okay, we'll see.
It's a motorcycle lawnmower.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What is it under your name that you're using right there?
Yeah, Life's Adventures, keeping it real.
Yeah. Before we get ready to get off here, if you'll type something in and I can see it down there, then I can click on it and it'll follow me right to you and I'll subscribe to you and shit. I can't promise I'll always watch all the videos, but I'll look for it if I get time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, lawnmower bicycle. That's wild.
Oh, motorized bike. And fucking
Yeah. I remember taking a snapper like the old what's the Forrest Gump movie? You know, the snapper he rode. I had one of them, and it had the motor in back drive and stuff, and I chopped the
Yeah.
front off and put a moped front end on it, and it come instantly. It had suspension and a speedometer and front brakes and all that good stuff, a headlight, and I run it around as a trike for a long time.
Yeah.
It finally blew a rod.
Yeah, I put my
That's the thing about them Briggses or them Predators and shit too. You can hold them
Yeah.
down and catch it. You can run them 60 or 70 if you want, but for how long you going to do it before it throws a rod off the side?
yeah.
That's where them two strokes will hang in there. Fucking 14, like them little nitro motors I run 40,000 RPMs and shit. That's insane.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know what I just found? I found an even cheaper one. I found one for $10.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, that is.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can get that
Most of the stuff, if it ain't dirt cheap, then I never could get my hands on it anyway. And the one I said, the OCC chopper bike, was in a junkyard, and it was rusted up and needed a little bit, cleaning up and shit. But it was all right for a project for sure, especially if you're welding on it and shit. And I grabbed it up, and then I got to looking, and I found this old generator, and it was hooked. It must be the smallest generator in the world because it wouldn't even run a drill. And I ended up splitting it off the generator, and the motor was good. You know what I mean? It just didn't kick out enough to even do anything. I don't even know why you call it a generator, but it was good for a motor frat mini bike for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. Somebody went to the museum.
The $10 one says that it doesn't start, but it spins over. So that'll be kind of fun. I get to diagnose something, and
That's why I was going to say even better that way, because you don't want to start with something anyway. Just tear it down. Dude, I never, even them China motors, I tear them straight down all the way.
Yep. Yeah. And it's actually, it's even better because I got to go up to Washington to grab a fender for the race bike anyways. So I'll be up in Washington. I can just go and grab that.
Listen to this, man. I send out RC stuff all the time, and like whole trucks and airplanes and shit. And I fix them up for people and trade them and sell them all the time. And what we do is we'll ship each other the label and mail it to each other, and you just take the label and stick it on the box. In the same box that they send it to me, if I'm just repairing it, I'll rewrap it, paint it, and send it back to them, get it running.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my my channel.
That's a cool one.
Hey, Josh, is your email on your channel? Because I could just email you like some.
No, just look up my name, dude. Facebook me or something. I'll add you up and we'll figure it out from there.
Okay.
I know a lot of this shit's private shit, but I don't try to hide nothing. You know what I mean? I'm an honest dude. If I say I'll do something, I'll do it to him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what I was going to say was when I'm sending out them trucks and shit, a lot of times if you'll print your own label and weigh your own package and shit, it's only $30 or $40 to send one. A lot of people pay $100 just because they don't want to do the work and take it to the mail place. But literally, I make it as cheap as I can, especially when I'm selling parts or giving away a little camshaft or something like that. I don't give a shit to give it to you, but you got to pay your own postage. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I got forged rods and all kinds of shit, Wiseco pistons and shit, all kinds of shit. If it helps, you know what I mean. I ain't gonna use it.
I put my channel in the chat for you.
Oh yeah, cool. I can't hardly get to the chat. I'm gonna leave for a minute and go try to catch it real quick.
Okay.
I'll be back. All right.
All right.
Because Fords get you chicks.
Oh, somebody's supposed to come by at 9 a.m. to grab that $10 Briggs. But apparently if they don't show up, then I got it. So I'm praying I am praying.
Yeah, I'd definitely be there at 8:30, man.
Yeah, just be like, yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
then I'd have to know the guy's name and everything, and I don't know the guy's name, so that'd be practically impossible for me to figure out. It's not like any of that's public information.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, worst comes to worst, I buy the one off of I buy the one out in Sherwood, and that's only like $20 more. It's 35.
Kill the music.
Swear if this fuck doesn't reply to me, I'm gonna be pissed. I wonder, is that a 3-horse on the lawnmower downstairs?
Upstate New York. At the very end, there's a little badge for the museum. I will admit they're all freaking belt drive. Every last one of them.
Oh, I'm back in. There we go. I found you, Life's Adventure. Yeah, that's a cool ass museum or whatever you got going on there.
Yeah.
Somebody had posted a video. I was trying to share it.
This is my bike here.
Oh, you're so small right now. You'll have to wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, just hang tight for a minute. I seen some of your pictures there, Life's Adventure. Looked like you had your cowboy hat and shit on. Went to somewhere for Memorial Day and that. I rolled down through you. I seen your bike. Was it a trike or was it a motorcycle?
It was a motorized bicycle.
Yeah, it looked like I seen it with like the lawnmower back end. I seen a little bit of it. I'll go once this is over. I'll go through and check you out later.
Yeah, that's just a picture, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
but my channel is mostly into just about anything. Life's Adventures, I do everything on my channel. So mostly
I subscribed to.
Mostly Bigfoot and ghost hunting. So
right on.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, go ahead.
That GT 750 Suzuki 1975 is a 2-stroke. You know what that thing's worth? You got any idea?
Yeah, they're worth the fortune, dude. It's up here rotting underneath of a tree.
Yeah, even in shit shape, it's worth $5,700.
Yeah, try to carry it though with the broken back. You know what I'm saying? I can't go cut it out of the weeds.
Well, that's when you go get you some of those punk 16-year-old kids in town that need.
That's what I was just telling Dan Boy. I said, if you like fucking 2-strokes, why don't you come and get it? You know what I mean? Fucking, I'll show you right where it's at.
Sitting on a gold mine. You know what Haggerty says that's worth in excellent shape?
That ain't nothing compared to some of them. I know where they're at. You know what I'm saying? I know where all kinds of them are at.
If you got that in excellent shape, because it was a 1-year only one-off
No,
deal,
this one's found on road dead. You know what I mean?
I don't care. You know what it's worth in excellent shape? You can buy 2 fucking 69 panheads with Y glides.
Yeah, damn. I help a good friend of mine that I work with got a crankshaft shop right down the road, and we work on air-cooled BMWs and shit. I know what they're worth, man. You know what I'm saying? We got so many bikes down there we're working on, we'll never get them done. So
there's a reason why old timers like those things and they're still looking for them because they couldn't afford to buy them when they were in high school. It's because the low, mid, high ranges, the power band on it is from the bottom end to the top end. They don't quit.
Yeah. They said it almost killed Suzuki. It was the worst one they ever made. You know what I mean? I got some GSs with 6-speeds in them out there in the garage now, but they're 4-cylinder or 4-cycle. Sorry.
What's the difference between a Briggs 3-horse and a 5-horse? Is it just
the size?
Like
shrink it down. That's all it is.
Like literally just scaled down.
Yep, every bit of it. And that's what I mean. Like a lot of people, if you're building a 5, you go get valves and cams and shit out of bigger stuff and that. So if you were trying to build like a 3.5, I don't really know for sure. But like I said, I'll send you some of this shit if you want to try it. And it, you know, you can always take your block to a machine shop and have it dug out for bigger valves and this and that. And I never know what you're trying to do with stuff either. But yeah, if you had a 5-horse fan, I know a ton of my parts would fit it.
Because I'm trying to think.
I got whole
5-horse
crankshafts and rods. Like I said, there's billet shit out there and all kinds of stuff.
I'm thinking if a 5-horse would be too big for my bike, though. If it would be do you know how big it is in comparison for
guys? So check it out. Leonard Roller got 10K on the live itself, on his live.
Dang.
2,000 views.
Wow.
3 and 5 are different blocks. Do they use the same? Do they use the same output shaft?
That's great news in the motorized bike community. You sons of bitches, recognize.
Even a 5-horse can have a 1/2 a 3/4 tapered shaft. They got all kinds of different designs to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't even answer that, man. They've been around a long time though, and there's a lot of forums on them and stuff. If you do your research, you'll figure it out. Best way to do it is get one, like you said, for $10, $35. Get them both. Build you one and see what you got. Build it up, tear it up, blow it up. You know what I mean? They're fucking dime a dozen. Really, people just throw them away now. Most people look at a 5-horsepower block, unless it's an industrial commercial and has bearings in it, it goes in the garbage. Like they'll go run at one race, take the motor off, throw it away. You know what I mean? It's a flat top. You know what I mean? Racing shit's hard on motors anyway. You know what I mean? If it makes it through a few races, you did something good. You know what I mean?
Zeke,
sure, yeah.
You can give us an up close shot of the welds you did on that chopper?
It's kind of hard because I'm on my computer. It's in my I recorded a bunch of footage for you. A friend.
But then again, Tan, if you get one and you just go easy on it, or you don't have to race the damn thing and it'll last forever. Like I've had flat tops on mini bikes that I rode thousands of miles. You know what I mean? I'd ride them all summer until they just wouldn't even start. And then we'd just tear them apart and clean the valves up or file them down and put them back together and do it again. You know what I mean? Just run the shit out of them.
Back in the 70s, we used to have these giant motors. We used I didn't, but the older kids would put these giant motors on their bike. And they're nothing like what the motors are now. The motors now are smaller. They're just as fast, but they're smaller. But these I don't know how they fit them on the bikes, but man, it'd be like riding a motor going down the street.
Well, so everybody in the world that comes around and sees any motors I got, or a mini bike or a go-kart frame or something, they'll say, "Oh man, if I was you, I'd go get one of them Predator Ghosts and put on it." And I'm like, you just passed up a whole wall of engines, you know what I'm saying, that are far better than that. But it's like, it's because that's the only thing they know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I had my first Honda motor and I stripped it down and pulled the tank off of it and I seen what I had and I was like, well, that's cool. It's overhead valves. They're adjustable so easy. It's like a dirt bike instead of taking it apart like a flat top file and shit. You know what I mean? And you're like, hey, I could stick another carburetor on here pretty easy. And this one looks like a good one. You know what I mean? And you start doing your own adapter and you realize you can move. And then you start understanding after having a few different kinds of motors. And like, I never understood why somebody would want to go get a knockoff when they could have the real thing. You could just go get a Honda motor and have a Honda motor. And like Tan said, maybe the guy says it doesn't run, but fuck, if you're going to build it anyway, you're going to strip it down and you're going to clean the oil out of it and take a look at how many metal shavings and what the tolerances are. And you know what I mean? If you're trying to do something with it, you know what I mean? Just get it cheap as you can and just start working on it. Hell, if it don't have a carburetor, good. You wasn't going to use that one anyway. If it don't have a muffler, good. You're just going to stick a straight pipe on it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. All right.
I get my 4-stroke and stick with a little dual exhaust on it.
Yeah. Hey, there's been a few times I couldn't believe it, but like putting a tube on a 2-stroke, like a long intake, and then cutting it down and getting it to run better and better until you get to a point of no return and then kind of go back. You can do it so cheap with like a piece of paper rolled up and just stick it into your carburetor, man, and just see what it does. And it was amazing to me, some of the free mods that were out there. And some of it might just be changing a spark plug to a decent spark plug. Some might be moving the clip on the carburetor. A lot of it's in the exhaust on a 2-stroke. You put an exhaust, you put an expansion chamber on one of them, and you got instant better. You know what I mean? And then like better carburetor, same thing with them Briggs and Strattons. You know what I'm saying? When you put a better carburetor on them, I got all kinds of adapters to get them to Tillison's and all whatever you want to run, methanol or fucking regular gas. You can literally order them Chinese clone carburetors with a twist throttle, a kill switch, and all that, and handle grips and everything now for $20. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
little PZs and shit. You know what I mean? You ain't got to worry about none of that crap. People's like, all we gotta do is clean that thing up. And I'm like, shit, throw that in the garbage. How you gonna hook the throttle to it anyway?
I run ethanol in my van, so
yeah. And that's a lot of people for like that moonshine I was making the other day. Hell, you can run that in your kerosene heater. You can use it for mouthwash or degreaser, paint thinner, you name it.
I ran some moonshine through my engine, through my van engine. Man, that fucking oh shit!
Got it drunk.
that was definitely different when that shit kicked in. Man, fuck.
That was always my problem when I messed with nitrous. I'd be all back here giggling in the garage all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this shit tastes good. You know what I mean? This is linking myself into a satellite here. I like the nitrous more than the motors did.
5 by 162.
I don't know if I want to run nitrous or something through my bike, motorized bike engine.
Well, you could, but it's just when you're racing, you do whatever turbo shit, you do all kinds of stuff. You know,
I don't race, so I mean, high speeds are all right, but only if I'm in control. Not if I'm got to deal with the clutch and everything else. You know, I mean,
right. But when it comes to racing, dude, basically it just costs a lot of money to go fast. You know what I mean? You want to be you want to be good. You can be good for a $500 fucking junkyard LS motor or something. But if you want to be on top of it, you're going to pay $50,000, $500,000 for a. You know what I mean?
Okay, apparently I'm looking for a 5 horsepower because a 5 horsepower is a closer mounting base size to a 212. It's pretty.
Yeah, I would almost say go for that anyway, Tan. Fuck, I could send you one of them. Like I said, I'd give you one. You know what I mean? If you want one of them, but just send a shipping label. It probably wouldn't cost $10 or $15 for me to send you a 5 horse. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Okay.
I'll send one right to you, and then I got all the parts you need to support that. You know what I'm saying? Just as you go, just tell me what you think you want to put in it.
Yeah.
I want to send Jared this motor, and they told me it's going to cost me like $60-some to send it to him.
Well, that's what I said. If you take the stuff and you give it to the mail lady and she weighs it and she builds you a ticket for it, it's going to cost you almost 3 times more than if you just do the work yourself. Yeah, anybody can put something on a scale, man. You know what I'm saying, and do a little bit of emailing or something. You know what I mean?
That's why it'll cost me only $4 to send this thing to Jared.
Yeah, dude, I send stuff all the time, man. It ain't really if you just do it yourself and learn it one time. You know what I mean? Don't count on the post office. Just if you make him do the work, you're gonna get charged for it.
I mean, like I use Pirate Ship, and they get you the best rates out there. So I mean that's pretty simple. You know, you just type in the address where it needs to go, blah 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 blah, and then you just print the label, pay for it. Or you pay for it, then print the label.
Yeah, it don't matter what courier you use. It's the same deal. Measure it, weigh it, fucking. As long as it ain't gasoline or Freon or something, you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, well then, Jared, I can't send you no gasoline with it. So.
It's adventure. I'm in no goddamn hurry, so take your time.
Well, I can't send you no gasoline with it, so you're gonna supply your own gas. So
I'll be. Maybe I'll see you. Maybe you'll bring it in the van when you come down.
Yeah.
Well, that's always the easiest way. You know, if we was neighbors, Tan, you could walk over and fucking take 2 motors home tonight. You know what I'm saying?
I wish.
You know what I'm saying? but
Yeah.
it's not how it is. You know what I mean? We live in the real world, but that's the cool thing about the internet. We can all get on here and bullshit. If it's worth it to you, fuck it, send a label. If you're being serious, I'll be serious. You know what I mean? Send a label.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the box and send the shit right to you. You know what I'm saying?
What's your last name so I can look you up on Facebook?
It's Dulaney, Dulaney.
All right, sweet.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of them, but send. You know, I only use one. I don't even know how to get on the other ones. Other people made them and shit. But if I see a thing on there, I'll fringe up and we'll just work it out from there. I know right here we are in the public pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? So. But,
yeah, that's definitely you.
Yeah, probably. I don't even know. But...
All right, I sent you a friend request.
I got so many fucking pistons, I don't even know what they go to. Like, I'll go out and look at 20 Wasco. I'll be like, what size of piston do I have in these Chinese motors? And I'll measure it, and it comes out whatever it measures. And then I go get the box out, and I start looking through them. And people will say, well, what kind of piston does that fit? And I'm like, well, it fits whatever it fits. You know what I mean? If the wrist pin will work, or if you can make a spacer, or this one's got windows, that one don't, and this one's that big. And that, you know what I mean?
Creative people who made little people out of those pistons.
Yeah, dude, I do that too. That's what I'm saying. I'll weld wrenches and sprockets together. And
I've
seen
those,
you know what I'm saying?
Copper, using copper.
I would rather people use some of it though. You know what I mean? Especially some of this vintage shit that I have, or like new old stock shit and stuff like that. That shit costs a lot of money back in the day.
Yeah.
Have you ever built a flat top tan? They're pretty fun.
No, I've never built one before.
Okay, and I'll tell you this. I didn't know this. In the beginning, I thought you always just tightened your valves up as they got looser and started clacking, because I was used to Hondas. When I was 12, I had an XL 250. When it started clacking, I would just adjust them a little bit tighter by ear. And just, you know what I mean? As long as they weren't too tight of valves won't let the motor start. Too loud of valves is too clacky. So you can tell what you need to do, even if you don't have no training. But when them Briggs, what happened to mine was it quit starting on me, and I couldn't figure out why. And I was like, damn, man, my mini bike's down. And that ain't no fun. You can't go visit your girlfriend or something over the next holler. You know what I mean? You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And that's your ride, dude. I loved riding mini bikes when I was a kid, or go-karts and shit. But I found out that the valves get tighter, you know, and you have to actually clearance them. So my papa was like, I pull this apart and take that off. And he talked me through it. And like a flat top's been around a long time. You know what I mean? And we pulled the valves out, and he's like, you just sand the end of them off a little bit until you can stick a matchbook in there. And you know what I mean? Well, it'll work again. And I didn't know what would work again or what wouldn't, but he'd show me. We'd file it down a little bit, put it back together and fire it up, and it'd run another whole summer or two. You know what I mean? It just, them things don't die. But if you race them now, that's a different story. You put them on a go-kart track, you run them balls to the wall, you're going to run them to the ground. You know what I mean? It's just, it's just how it is.
No, it's going to be so nice not having to deal with push rods or, you know, valve keepers or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. It's got a camshaft down in the bottom. They're pretty neat, man. Like I said, it'll be a fun thing for you. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's super, super intuitive, basically.
Right on. Oh, yeah, you can't even mess it up. Like the gears will have big, like the cam and the fucking flywheel and shit will have big notches
they got
on
giant
it.
dots.
You couldn't fuck it up. The first one I helped somebody do, what I've always was told was jerk the fucking governors out of them. You don't want none of that shit. Get it on out of there. You know what I mean? And my dude was like, oh my God, all that's got to go back in there. How did it go? And I'm like, fuck that shit, dude. You don't need none of that. You know what I mean? That's just in the way. And we'd pull all of it out, you know what I'm saying, and get him going. He was freaking out the whole time, though. I'm like, no, dude, you don't need that junk. You know what I'm saying? Put some silicone in that hole right there and forget that ever happened. You don't. And then they'd be worried about the linkage and the fucking governor with the little fin thing bullshit. And I'd be like, throw that whole carburetor away. We're going to screw a pipe in right here, and that's your muffler. And it needs to be cut about 14 inches, 9 inches, you know what I mean? And then we're going to do this get this motorcycle carburetor. And he's like, well, I don't ever fit. And that's the thing, you know enough about carburetors to know a carburetor can fit on 1,000 motors, bud. You just got to tune it in, jet it up. You know what I mean? Damn, come on. You know what I'm saying? You literally, we would take gasoline and spray it in there with a spray bottle and shoot it in there while we was pull starting it just to make sure it didn't, if something's already knocking, it ain't worth working on. So you got to find out before you waste your time. And I'm like, fuck no, let it be a wide open hole. Unbolt everything it has down to the block. One person spray some shit in it while the wheel's jacked up, and the other person pull start it, and let's see if it's knocking or not.
I did that on my mini bike one time.
Yeah, dude, you just got to figure it out.
And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, I don't have a carb slide in it. What? Of course, it's not going to, I'm not going to be able to get it to idle. No.
Yeah, that's a lot of air.
Yeah.
Who needs
Yeah,
idle? I
you
don't
know.
use an idle.
Yeah, who needs an idle?
I don't use
Yeah,
an
Jared especially never needs an idle.
idle. Never use an
Yes.
idle.
Let's see if we can turn this shit around.
My
Out there in
lady's
my garage.
Ford Escape doesn't have an idle either, though.
What do you mean it doesn't have an idle?
When she comes to the stop, the motor turns off.
Oh, you got one of the new ones.
Drive away, the motor starts up.
You got one of the newer ones. We got like a 2013. We don't have the newer one though.
Yeah.
The newer one does that. I hate that.
What's that?
Very good.
Where it auto start stop. Where it,
I think those suck, man. Those suck, man.
Yeah, I hate it.
I
remember Oh,
I see those at the stop sign all the time, the stoplight. I'm like, what the hell, man? You waste more gas turning it back on than you do,
I don't
Well-
know. I mean, why does it do it then?
I think it is actually to save gas, and I mean, yeah, you do spend a lot of time idling, so it would decrease your fuel consumption because technically the point where you're using the most fuel, of course, is when you're getting off the line up to speed. Because you got to be on the gas the most, and then the rest of the way, once you're cruising, then you got to be, you can be off the gas. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think the less gas throttle you use, the less gas you drink.
Yeah.
I had to learn, like I was telling you, I learned with an old
It's a
tractor
turbo as
mechanic.
well. It's a 2-liter turbo or something. Fucking
Yeah,
Eco
yeah,
Boost.
the EcoBoost. That's what we got.
Yeah.
So what year is yours? Like a 16 or
I think,
something?
19, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got a 13. I like it, but it's funny they use that.
It. I ain't even gonna lie to you. She never let me drive the damn thing.
I've driven my dad's,
Not even
and
once.
honestly, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the first thing that I've ever driven with the turbo, and it's probably got like 200, 250 horsepower. I don't know, something
yeah.
like that.
That'll work.
It's a micro motor, though. I mean, apparently.
I mean, if you take I found that if you take the air cleaner lid off, you can hear the turbo blow off valve. It's kind of sick.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a video of me revving it when. Yeah. Sounds good.
I always like pulling the putting like a K in air filter on a Honda
Yep.
or something. You can definitely tell every time you do it. It sounds completely different.
Sounds like a trumpet.
Yeah, as soon as you crack the gas, you're like, "Whoa, that sounds different." You know what I mean? Even
I
if it
know.
ain't.
He's trying to send me this very first fucking Mach fucking a Mach 2 intake, and he could have put like a little turbine inside there, so it would spill up when I'm going forward. I mean, there's so many things you could have done, man.
Hey, you guys seen those? Fuck, what was it? Farquaad like this shit. Those electric turbochargers they'd sell everybody.
Oh God, yeah, I've seen those.
Shit. Like, yeah, sure, there you go.
Yeah, Farquaad would really like that. You get that right on the money.
I seen people hook up like leaf blowers, like 3 or 4 leaf blowers to them. You know what I mean?
You're talking about like the roadkill episode that they did?
Well, yeah, they just some of the craziest shit. You know what I mean? You're
With
just
the,
like, dude.
What was that? Like a Vega or something that they did that with like a.
Dude, I seen a car they built one time that took like Milwaukee batteries.
Oh,
it must have took like fucking 40 Milwaukee batteries or some shit, turned it into an electric car, and I'm like, why in the fuck?
Yeah, that's
whatever
weird.
though. You know what I mean? Do your thing.
I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
Well, we had him up for a split second. He left.
Was he in there for a minute?
For a split second just then.
He's probably still working on that fucking rag joint. He's working on that forever, dude. It makes me want to see it anymore.
Stop it. Leave him alone.
I know it. I know.
That's why nobody can build anything in front of you guys. You guys are the worst.
It's just like I said, once you get your first one down, you know what I mean? That's the battle. It doesn't matter how long it takes. The second one's better.
Oh, yeah.
I
learned how to. I remember going into a fair one time, and I kept hearing this motor, And I was like, what the fuck is that sound? And it was a hit and miss engine. They were cracking apples and shit, making apple cider. And it would boom, and it would fire, and then you'd hear whoop, 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 boom. You know what I mean? The fucking wheels fly up off the ground. It hit. Have you ever seen a hit and miss motor, dude? They're ridiculous.
I've seen the really small ones. I haven't seen the big ones though.
Yeah, this one was like the flywheel must have weighed 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? It was a big one. Yeah, yeah. When it went off, dude, it had a piston a bit like soccer ball size, and it would drop a big bunch of gas in it. Just that time it would hit, and that's how. I mean, it would fire every time, but it would only fire up, you know, under compression with fuel like once every 5 go rounds or something, and it would lift the tires and the trailer completely off the ground. I'm like, damn, sound like a cannon going off.
That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, dude, I've worked on all kinds of them. Those ones right there, though, and steam engines, man, they're some of the coolest things ever. They don't have guards on them, you know what I mean? And they'll be old school as hell, but like some of the old steamboats and shit, some of the coolest stuff to see work, you're like, dude, it takes like 3 guys with oil cans running around everywhere just to keep it running.
Yeah.
So, Tan Boy, for the, what's it called, that one adapter you're talking about from CDH Power that you can do a sprocket adapter, would I be able to run a 36 tooth with these disc brake bolts from an old disc brake set that I had from a Razor?
As long as they're M5 by 1.0 and long enough, then sure. I got 6 long enough ones. Oh man, you got a haircut?
Yeah, I did.
Looks good.
It looked good. It looked good.
Yeah, but I think it'll be long enough. I don't see why I wouldn't.
Because I got these other ones from a mountain bike brake wheel from the Overland bike too. These guys here.
Those are too short. Those are definitely too short.
Because
okay, Farquaad, I will say one thing. When I first had my CDH wheel and I first had that adapter, I had too short of bolts, and the bolts, one of the bolts backed out, and then that put a lot of stress on the other bolts, and you know what happened?
What?
It sheared the bolts right in the hub.
No, just like
yeah.
Eunice. Did you see Eunice lost that one wheel? The
Gemini?
Gemini, yeah.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, dude, I played that video. That was 6 out of 6. The sprocket was spinning.
Wait, the Gemini, that one?
Yeah, on her 4-stroke build right now.
The hub?
Yeah.
The bolt sheared off the hub.
I mean, obviously it isn't the hub's problem. I mean, it's still there. All 6 bolts are broke off inside of it, though.
I guess I'm lucky as hell.
I know what the problem is.
What?
Didn't use the 3 bigger bolts that are on the hub. That's what I use.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know how she didn't learn from.
If you go look at her channel, you'll see that she posted a short.
Yeah, I'm good. But I don't know how she didn't learn from my mistakes about how, you know, you Loctite the bolts on and then they don't fall out.
Oh, you
because
think
I've literally lost probably 3. I've lost a whole set of bolts. Well, they backed out though. That's the thing.
Maybe they backed out though. Probably backed out, fell out.
Yeah, because I mean, what are they going to do? They'd have to shear off right when you go to start the bike. Or
yeah, as soon as you torqued it. Yeah, pop the clutch and fucking go to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when she dropped it in fucking gear in first gear.
Right.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Well, I will say Gemini hubs probably aren't made for that kind of load. So, I mean, I honestly am not surprised that it happened. I didn't know that,
I'm
though.
gonna run this one with an expansion chamber.
Good. You're learning.
Yeah. Make him big, Jared. Let's check him out.
So, what I'm going to also do is probably run a Magura, like, rim brake with this one on the front. Or, there's a lot of...
Oh, yeah. I love that engine. I run that one, too.
You run an LD as well? This is the LD80.
Oh, I don't know. It's the dots is all I was looking at.
Dude, it's a G4. Let's be real here. You know,
G4.
It's a 47 mil.
47 mil. I'm gonna switch
Mine's
this out.
49, I think.
I'm gonna do a 19 millimeter Nibby carburetor on this bad boy here, and then run the expansion chamber, and then put some heat tape on there because you know I'm gonna burn my fucking leg in the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna put it on the Stinger or something?
The one I currently have on the beach cruiser with the mag wheels. Just
No,
like
no,
the
no.
mini.
I meant you're gonna put the heat tape on the stinger of the pipe.
And also like the the round part of it, like the main
Yeah.
bulb from the stinger up.
Yeah,
I
whatever
don't-
keeps you from burning your leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know if your legs are long enough to be able to hit the stinger. I mean, to hit the
It depends on where his pipe comes around at.
belly of the pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
My
yeah,
legs
but it's
always
the-
rubbing
it's the
against
be-
the belly of the pipe. That's my main problem because I'm short. I have little legs.
But if you
Oh, right. I forget because the only time that I ever ran an MZ clone was with my laid back seat post, which set me back probably 2-3 inches
So it's
Dude,
kind of
farther
hard
than
for
someone
me.
else.
I got little T-Rex legs, so I actually got little chicken legs, so I can't really.
Well, I do too. I mean, I got super skinny legs, but
there's
I
one
can't
called
touch
the
the ground.
thruster. The
yeah, the
thruster.
thruster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude, it's the worst, man. I burnt my leg so many times on that one. I took it
Yeah,
off,
it's
and I
pretty
never
bad.
want to put that back on.
because I mean,
But
it's like
yeah.
right down by your ankle too.
Yeah,
So it's
dude.
like-
I mean, it was awful. I couldn't. It's like every time I turn around, it was another blister and another blister on top of a blister. I'm like, fuck this fucking shit. And
Yeah,
that one's the only one I really had problems with. But two, I would take like a bolt and just flip it upside down, a little short one, and weld it onto it, and just put like a heat shield on it, put old license plates on it or something. Keep, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
raise it up like a 1/4 inch off the pipe, and there you're done. Never again. You know what I mean?
perfect.
I want to upgrade my head.
The tape works though. The tape does work. Makes it where you won't burn yourself.
It
Yeah, for
does,
sure.
but then
Yeah.
if you make sure to soak it in water too before
Why
you
does
put
this
it
head
on.
look like the fucking Melosi
Yeah,
head
definitely.
in Piston Kit? Like the
It doesn't.
frickin-
Right there
It
at the store.
doesn't.
The head
sure.
does. The head does. They're so similar.
I mean, you could
Yeah,
say that about
Somebody
any
take it
any.
live right now.
You could say that about any aluminum Minarelli head or cylinder and head.
Well,
They
OP1
almost
is
look the
live
same.
right now. So there you go.
They
I mean,
want to be the same.
So what'd you call it? A G4 tan boy? Help me figure it out so we know what to call it. What do we
So-
call this
G4.
engine?
Yeah, it's a G4 cylinder.
And what makes a
Um,
G4 if that ain't stupid? You know what I mean? Help me out
The
here.
dots on the cylinder, and then the and the bore, and that's really
Yeah.
it.
So the dots on mine are there, and
Yeah.
it's a 49cc like the iron sleeve deal. Is that a G4 too, or what?
Oh, because it's a 49cc, then it's not a G4. It's I don't know what it is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You see what
if
I'm
it's a
saying?
40
It's hard
mil.
for me to ever figure it out because it's
Yeah.
hard to put your finger on them all. It's like how many
Right.
variations are there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
YD,
Well,
OD, ZD,
I mean,
SC,
what-
whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you have China come into play, you know,
Yeah.
it just kind of like
How
fucks
much
everything
power
up.
can you push on like a ported G4 cylinder?
I think I've seen like 6 or 7, maybe.
Oh, shit.
I mean, but you got to have a lot of supporting mods for that. You know, you got to have the crank, and you know, you got to stuff the case. You got to, you know, balance the crank. I mean, you could stroke the cylinder. I mean, you could stroke the crank a little bit.
Well, where is that a stock engine, Farquad? Let's start with that.
Oh
yes,
yeah, it's
that-
stock.
Okay,
I wanna-
so what
I wanna
should
at
be
least-
his first mod? You know what I mean? Let's start him out like that. You know what I mean? Where does he start?
Okay, so if he's got a
Suspension chamber.
pipe and he's got a carb, then I guess port it. Yeah, that'll be the next thing.
Yeah, so
then
he's
the
on.
thing-
He's on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
'Cause
then
I
the
wanna
thing,
get a carb.
thing
That's my
after
one
that'll
thing.
be a balanced crank.
Because I'll get a carb
Yeah.
eventually. That's my one thing I want to
Okay, and that's what, like, I guess when I started on thinking about porting and polishing, that's whenever I stopped and static balanced the crank, and then drilled the holes in it and kind of started playing around with that. And I still haven't started that engine, even know what the difference is. But if you go ahead and you balance your crank, even if you do it a hand job, you know what I'm saying, at home with a drill or whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, you got to be doing something better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Everybody
Yeah.
seems to think that.
Definitely.
So I would think for no money, you'd start there. Go ahead, he could start tonight.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean, dig it
I
apart
mean,
and do it.
well, as long as he's got a Dremel
Dremel.
tool.
I don't have a Dremel.
Oh well,
Yeah.
you'll have to get a Dremel.
Yeah,
I was just
and
gonna
that'll
start with
open
the
him
pipe.
up for, like you said, if you don't, you could go ahead and start there, and he may not see no gains from that at all if he puts it right back together, right? but then you go put an expansion chamber on it, you go put your carburetor on it, and everything you do after that's just going to build you something better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would say start with a good foundation. You know what I mean? If you're headed that way anyway, balance that sucker.
I would start with the the pipe and the carb, and then just go from there. Port it, balance it, and then well, technically then you'll be at your limit, but I mean you could put a different stroke on it. You can spread. Yeah.
I'll just basically just scrap the one pipe off the old bike with the mag wheels, put it on the Roadmaster, go from there.
There you go. Perfect.
Oh, I remembered what this. There's this one person all the time working on bikes, and they have what they call a test bike.
So,
and I think a lot of people have that.
Setup.
Yeah,
they'll have a gas tank set up.
A test bike, yes.
Yeah, you got one. That's what. Yeah, a lot of people have one.
I still gotta get this thing a little bath. I'm gonna
because that test bike
to the
I have
actual
from
car
Facebook.
wash and get this thing back. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like a shop truck or something
on the wheels.
Yeah,
and that's what I had a hard time wrapping my mind around it because I always just grab another frame and just start another build.
2 days for real, if not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, so I hope
I have a few bikes
tires are coming in the mail tomorrow. They're supposed to call me from the bike shop to come pick some things up. So I hope they hear. But since we had that winter storm that just recently passed, everything's been on like a delay process.
I don't think I personally like those painted motors. I'd rather have my motors.
Those tires, I was expecting to pick them up Friday, but I know everybody don't have control of the weather. But
I mean, I like if
now
the
that I
block
got
is
everything where it needs to
and
be,
the
I'm
head
just trying
maybe,
to get to them tires.
but I'd like it more standardized.
Pump this thing up.
Oh,
and
hold
put the
on.
exhaust on
Before
and
I
see what it
even
sounds
throw my
like
2
when it
cents in
first
about
starts.
those painted motors,
You know
they're
what I
fucking
mean?
garbage.
But that's only it, you guys.
Dang.
You know what I mean? Try to see how this thing gonna do for me and put a few hours on this thing. Not just a few hours. I'm talking about hundreds of hours, thousands of hours on this motor.
Get it, buddy. I hope
And
you do.
I looked up that these motors are rated for like 5,000, 7,000 miles. You could probably get 10,000 plus more miles out of them, but it depends on how we use them, right?
No, personally, I thought my bike would
Power
outlast my motor. You know what I mean? I didn't have much faith in them neither, but I'm still going strong.
I don't know.
You all have a good night. I'm heading out.
I need a new motor.
I'm heading out.
Yeah, have a good one, bud.
That's not the case, and it lasts longer. I'm trying to at least get 3 years out of this motor before I need another one, type shit. You feel me?
3 years.
But
3 years.
never mind the brake setup that I got on this thing. I'm gonna use them for now. I really do not like the brake setup on this bike. I really do like disc brake setup. If you ask me, I just never had one yet on my particular bike that I own in my name. But the fact that I have front and rear brakes, using the front and rear at the same time is going to be like the best durability stopping power I can get out of this thing before they wear down, other than just using
a definite must. Is
brake
if you're going to go, you got to have
front
brakes.
Because on my last bike,
You never know how bad you need them.
motorized bicycle.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Throughout the whole 3.5 only one brake caliber, and that was in the rear. And I'm telling you guys, the stopping distance on that thing was a little bit weird. You know what I mean? But I got around.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So I hurt my big toe. Ended up in a hospital and had to come out with some crutches one day. But shit happens, right? You know what I mean? I got
That's
back
why
up
you
and
start
kept
with
it
decent brakes.
Another day
Zigzag,
for
what's
another
up,
pay.
brother? Haven't
I was
seen you in a
limping.
couple of lives.
But
Glad
yeah,
to see
I
that
got
you
this thing
popped
coming
in.
together pretty
Wheeler,
good, you guys, man. I don't
Wheeler
know
got the boo
what
up.
it looked like on camera, but it looks good in person. You know what I mean?
Bam. So we'll leave him on in the background. Oh shit, we lost Josh. God damn it, that was our damn talker. Son of a bitch. No wonder things got quiet. All right, well, I lost my good night, Life's Adventure, and maybe Josh. Josh might have just fell off. He's always got a phone charge problem too. That happens. I was not paying attention though, so there you go.
Dude, yeah. I had to plug the phone in, man. I forgot how fast this will kill a phone.
It is twice to drain. Rhodes is in the house.
yeah,
Goodness gracious, Rhodes, did not see you, sir. What's up? I've smoked a few rag joints back in the day.
Oh yeah.
You know, I still got my original wheel with the original rag joint on it. I never actually had a problem with that, aside from once I got it set up perfectly.
I didn't either. My wheel ended up bending, and that was my own fault for riding like crazy on a Walmart rim. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing that it was the rim that was my problem, and that's why I swapped away.
Quad. I think I am going to move away from them mags and start looking at a different, better wheel. You know, with spokes or whatever. But personally, man, I always felt like that.
What's up?
I think maybe I was going to go for like a set of CR 125 rims or something. You know what I mean? Just go. But once you start going motorcycle shit, fuck you doing on a motorized bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now, at this point, like I guess the last set, or the far as I'd ever take it, would be like a good set of thick, heavy gauge spokes. You know, with good hubs and shit, and you know something like that. And that would be my last one, and then kind of move away from the mags or whatever. But at that point, I think I'll get one of the gas bike frames and all. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and do it. Do a different.
Make us a little modification piece that you can bolt onto any pit bike and put pedals on it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So that way they can all have a pit bike and be like, holy shit, it's got pedals on it. There you go.
I got I think, I don't know what it is. I got a pit bike motor out there. It's a little bigger than 110, I think, but I got one out there. I don't know what I'll ever do with it. It's a real Honda from maybe a Honda 3-wheeler motor from back in the day or something like that.
Just saying, I thought about doing it. I keep thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, you'd have some gears to hit. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of fun. Have a real wet clutch and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Are you trying to escape?
I tell you what, I had a couple little Hondas that they were automatic, best I could remember, but it still had like 3 gears on it.
That's what I was saying. Like one of those 3-speed automatics.
Yeah, those were pretty fun, man. I remember.
On it.
Yeah. By the time I would get one, it would be straight. There wouldn't be a fender or a seat or nothing on it. It would just be basically the engine, some pegs and wheels. You know what I mean?
I've never got to drive that. I'm not going to deny. Never. I think that the Honda Mini 50 came with that 3-speed.
Yeah, I had one of them once. It wasn't mine. It was a buddy's, but yeah.
But yeah, it's a clutchless. Somehow or another, you don't have to use a clutch.
Right. Well, they had them all the way up to like a 185 3-wheeler that was like that. Same thing as an XR motor. It just, it didn't have a clutch.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people that build them pit bikes and stuff, but like I said, you got to wonder where you're at. Where are you at with it? Are you on a motorized bike? You want to be on a fucking YZ 125? You want to be on, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It depends on, like we talked about once before, if you build your own custom frame and do you have pedals? You're going to bolt some pedals on it and call it a done deal? But I think, if you just think of somebody that just wants transportation and they just went and found them a $30 yard sale bike, beach cruiser or mountain bike or something, and they went and got them a $100 eBay 100cc kit and they put it together, and you can clean it up and get it moving and have a hell of a lot of fun like that. $100, $200 build. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's spray painted or not. You know what I mean? Just put some good tires on it and start riding. Look, good brakes though. Like, God, I don't know, man. People need to put brakes on shit. Dude was like, well, I was on crutches in the hospital. Well, fuck, put some brakes on it. You know what I mean? Damn good and well you need some. As soon as you start doing superhuman speeds, when you're running 30 mile an hour on a bicycle, that's plumb different pedaling.
Oh yeah, that's it's something, all right. I'll tell you.
Yeah, dude. Wait till a car pulls out and you only got one set of brakes that are only half working anyway. Fuck, you're fucking. What the hell did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, you're a stain on the concrete.
Yeah. You wasn't going to bunny hop the car, was you? You know what I mean? What the fuck was you doing?
So which 125 pit bike does not have any shifting involved?
Huh?
I'm not sure. That's why I said I'm not really up to the stuff on the whole pit bike thing. You know what I mean? Just
you'd have to find like a semi-auto pit bike that's 125.
Yeah, I would. Honestly, man, it's about the budget part. Get on eBay or whatever and look.
Dude, yeah, they're all over Amazon. They're all over Amazon for
Amazon, whatever you use. Right. Just see what's the most common.
I think $300 or $400.
One thing I look for is, dude, can you get parts for it? You know what I mean? Do you have to buy a whole nother engine to get a fucking piston? You know what I mean?
You get a whole nother swing arm if you want to do a supermoto setup.
Yeah, you know, if you can get the pieces and stuff like that. I remember the first float bowl that I had go bad on one of those. What is it? NP, whatever the hell they come with.
Oh yeah, I had a float go bad on my.
Fill up with
HP.
fuel. Yeah, dude. I was like, well, I'll just get another float bowl because you can't patch it. It ain't made out of brass or copper, and I can't patch it like I usually do them with the soldering gun. So I'm like, what do? Glue it? And then I was like, well, fuck, man, I got glue all over everything trying to glue it. And then I was like, well, hell, it worked for 3 or 4 days, and then it just soaked up with fuel and was running out of it. You know, and you could still start the bike and run it a little bit, but I'm like, well, hell, it's only $10 for a new carburetor. Why even look up another float bowl? You know what I mean? Throw it in the garbage and get another one. And that's the way everything is now. It's all throwaway. You know what I mean? It's just throw that shit away and get another one. It's like, damn. That's why I kind of like rocking some vintage shit or an old flat top or, you know, them old go-kart motors or something. They're the real thing from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Rebuild those shits forever.
Built to fucking last.
Well, you paid for it too, though. Like I said, you go get a real Mikuni carburetor. There's a big difference between one that just says Mikuni and one that is a Mikuni. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not just 30 or 40 years, but there's a difference.
Yeah.
And I think you could make anything work. I think we discussed that. You know what I mean? A Klung, it don't matter. You can get a Klung carburetor and make it run if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Just like any other one, tune it up and do the best you can do with it. You know what I mean? There ain't no shame in that. Fuck, a lot of times, like honestly, a fucking $20 carburetor sounds good to me over a $120 carburetor. Hell, you could buy 4 of them if they don't work out. You know what I'm saying? It's good math. So it ain't no wonder they do it that way. But, you know, unfortunately, it leads to like really bad quality sometimes, you know. And it's hit and miss, you know what I mean? Like I said, I never had any trouble out of any more float bowls. Only one that just wasn't sealed up or glued right or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But many a times, like
problematic floats, you know, and whatnot, and hated my life. But it was me. Just to calm down and perfect straight again.
Sometimes. Yeah, and like when you're,
I'm getting out. So we just replace them now, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, and when it comes to them bike frames, that like some of the mountain bike frames and stuff, they won't even have enough room for the factory setup. You'll have your carburetor like cooked half sideways or fucking something crazy just to make it work, and then you have to
offset carburetor mount or like that.
Yeah, something like that or something. You know what I mean? There's all.
I'll never touch one of those things again. I had one when I first got my bike together, and I swear that was probably the worst mistake of my life.
Was it?
I really didn't.
Carburetor?
Yeah. Well, the offset mount, because it wasn't like it wasn't that it was just, you know, offset in one direction. It was like well, you guys know what I'm talking about, but
like a Z or some shit.
Yeah, it was like a Z. And it had horrible flow, you know. You don't have a flow like that.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, why don't you skip the whole intake and just put the carburetor on the jug? Fuck it all. You know what I mean? If you ain't got room for it, get rid of some of the shit that's in the way. You know what I mean? I would always find keep it simple, stupid, is good engineering. You know what I'm saying? Just make it simple as you can. You know, how could it be better to skip the intake entirely and match carburetor straight to a port and bolt it up? One gasket. Straight shot, you know what I'm saying?
Is 30 degrees. I bet it's got to be somewhere around 30 degrees or something.
Oh, I built my own homemade ones all the time. And
what is a float? What is that? What's the tilt limit on a regular float carburetor?
Oh, you're right. And that's what I'm saying, dude. I've seen many people that had them turn. Fuck, it'd be turned 30 degrees easy, Jared. Not even.
You know that people climb crazy. It's never on. You don't need the gas always then. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. And that's why I mean.
A fucking hill like that, though. Come on now.
I guess if it's leaking, you know, that's not good. And if it ain't getting enough fuel at a certain amount of time, that ain't good either. You know what I mean? But as soon as you flatten out on the road, it's back to good. You know what I mean? You just, whatever.
I'm tilted about 15 degrees probably. Well, it probably runs just fine still. So
wait, would I still be able to run a rim brake on a stock beach cruiser fork?
We're talking about the tilt of it inside the frame because you have
maybe.
Yeah, see, dude, one of the reasons I used the intake I did was I wanted a more level carb. God damn it.
Yeah,
I wanted to be inside the frame and I wanted it to be fucking level.
Yeah.
I'm going to try ordering some rim brakes for the beach cruiser.
They're rough.
And then once I get that motor off, I'm going to fucking adjust that one. So I'm just going to basically use the old universal mount that my old motor was on there and put the LD on there. And then bada bing, bada boom, switch.
Bada bing, bada boom. You're up and running with the upgrade.
Also, gotta also do those cord maintenance. Tan Boy mentioned that. Maintenance on the cords.
On what?
The cords for the bike wire maintenance.
Management.
Yeah, wire management. There you go. Yeah, you want to keep it, dude. I rock with the least amount of wires as I can.
Like the one thing is like would I have to like get like some kind of like caps for it to like keep it in place or no?
Well, I always solder my joints too. That's one thing I always solder. I never use them clip-on shits, man. Ain't nothing but asking for trouble.
Yeah, I gotta make
on Ron.
At some point, I gotta make like a little die to make custom length cables with solder. I got to do that at some point.
I know, but Ductile's talking about like the cable caps. Remember what I was talking about for cable management? If you do like whenever like you do the wire cutting and stuff, they have like cable caps and stuff.
Oh,
like a terminal.
Oh,
you can put a terminal on it.
Well, I mean, you could just use like bicycle stuff.
But they already
for that.
come with the little rubber coated, that's basically enough.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like little spade kits. Dude, they got so many different names for all them different things, and that's why I said I cut them straight off, twist them up, solder them. I ain't fucking with that shit. You know what I mean? I'll tape it, black tape it, fucking roll it all up in some shit and hide it all. You know what I mean? Fuck all that. Well, you got so many people that they'll say, well, I don't know why my bike won't run. And they got the kill switch hooked up, and then they'll worry about the white wire and all this other shit. I'm like, dude, open it up and look. The white wire literally runs straight into another one. Cut that motherfucker off already. You know what I mean? Simplify your life.
Yeah.
Because I actually have this over here to like keep it like in place and
stuff. What the hell is that white thing?
Oh, that's a piece of foam, so I don't want it to run away because I have it on my counter.
Oh, okay.
Clutch cable too, a handle.
Oh, this little guy here. I don't want this running away on me.
Yeah. So, I don't know what I do. I just like I will take the, the cable and I'll put one end on my handlebar, get that bolted up in the right position that I want, and then I'll run it. I'll run it on pretty much as close as I can to my down tube, and I'll zip tie it up a little bit. I'll just like kind of zip tie it as I go a little bit.
Yeah, leave it loose a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Leave it loose though. Don't like get it cinched down completely. And then I'll run it to my clutch cable holder that's on on the motor.
Yeah.
And then I'll just cut it directly down to where it's like, so you'll be able to turn the handlebars both directions completely, and you won't have it catch or anything or stretch or anything like that, because
you're building custom cables at that point. You know what I mean? You just
but I mean then it's like you just need, because all you're doing is cutting down the shielding, because it's just bicycle brake cable at that point, or shielding at that point. And then you just cut the cable down after that, and then after you already have it through the actuator arm, and then you're golden, and you got a nice looking cable, and it's not 50,000 miles long and in your face, and
Dude, one of the best jobs you can do. Well, as soon as you start making your own brake cables to length and throttle cables and stuff, your bike looks instantly better.
It's so much nicer.
It works better too. Yeah,
it's so much nicer.
It's easy. Just don't cut through the fucking real cable. That's the problem. A lot of people would cut in the wrong spot and be like, "Oh shit, my bad." I'm like,
what I do is I'll take the cable, I'll measure
with the cable out of the housing. I'll just take the housing completely off, and then I'll put the housing on there, and then I'll cut it when I have the cable out of it, and then put run the cable back through it, and yeah.
I work with some people sometimes, man, that just that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like, why did you just do that?
I've worked with people like that before.
Yeah, I would do it for them, dude, but I can't get it all done, with a broken back or something. And I'm like, dude, just cut it off a little bit. And they're like, all right, snap. I'm like, the fuck, I didn't mean cut the cable, dummy. Now what are you going to do? You know what I mean? What the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah.
How are you going to break 3 of my screwdrivers trying to fix a fucking chain, too, by the way? You know what I mean? Like, I got a chain breaker sitting right there. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Yeah. My dad would give me that screwdriver 15 years ago, you know what I mean? And it's still in good shape. But as soon as you could let one person hold it, they've done broke that one and 2 more before you could even turn around. You're like, damn, all I did was go to get a drink or a cigarette. How'd you fuck that up that bad? You know what I mean? Well, you can just take a grinder. Well, it's because they never bought a screwdriver or used one. Where, you know what I mean? It's like, don't touch no more of my shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start charging you. You know what I mean? You can drop the bike off.
Clutch is clutching.
Not until it's on the bike.
They're called employees, and with nothing much you can do.
But you was talking about bolts, Farquad, for your back sprocket and stuff, and that's one thing, man. I'm lucky because like O-rings and bolts, silicones, gasket material, welders, any tools I ever needed, I've always been around them. Lathes and mills, surfacers, anything. And then lots of people. So anytime I need hardware, I just go to a shelf full of bearings or like bearings and shit. Dude, there's SKS, there's fucking Timco, you know what I mean? Anything you ever wanted, just miles of it. You're like, hell yeah, I need that. And they don't really care, dude. The work I do, they don't give a fuck about no $13 bearings. You know what I mean? You go get all them you want. Flashlight batteries, you know what I mean? Black tape, zip ties, and whatever, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just always there. That's lucky for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't get that luxury. I mean,
if you like at work, if you work with somebody in the maintenance department, though, literally, if you take them your screw and be like, give me 8 of these that's a half-inch longer, they more than likely do it for a Gatorade. You know what I mean? Don't cost them nothing.
Hell no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want my job.
We're talking a lot.
I did see that the price of Beach Cruiser tires were $26.99 in my department. I'm like, oh shit.
$26.99 with a good tire?
Per tire?
Yes, per tire.
Wow.
Just get 10 to Big City Slicks at that point.
Well, we're not all tires. He didn't say all tires. He said a Beach Cruiser tire. A Beach Cruiser tire. What size? What? Whose tire?
The tire to get.
Every single one was $26.99 from Schwinn. It was a 26 by.
Well, that's actually high. It could be high against Walmart.
That's the one I wanted to get for my wheel, like the 2.125. That's the one I wanted to get.
Yeah, stick with 2-inch. But going faster, man. 1.75 goes faster than a 2-inch. Rolling resistance.
Yeah, true enough.
I run on that bicycle track, and there's a couple corners that, like I said, I know my bike's fast enough because I can't hang the curve, you know what I'm saying, without hitting grass. So I'm like, well, fuck that, you know what I mean? But I've picked up tires that were more square and had more rubber touching, and they weren't so good for that, you know what I mean? And then, slicks with the rounder corner and stuff, there's some differences with tires and definitely with tire pressures too. But I tell you, there's a couple times I bought knobbies thinking that that'd be where it was at, and it would work for where I was riding in a little bit of gravel or a little bit of grass here and there. But for the most part, you're better off to have more rubber touching the road for me. You know what I mean? Because it's safer. You know what I mean? I'm too big to fucking get slammed sideways shit. I'm too old for that. I'm like, fuck that.
I slid the rear end earlier today on an order, dude.
Did you? Yeah.
I came up to a turn left, and a little bit of white sand there, like ice. Hit it. Fucking swung out.
The 26 by.
Fucking Tan said he's out there running 60 mile an hour and that shit.
Dude, I think I'd like. I don't even know what I do if I locked up a rear tire or something, or just like even have a little bit of a. At 60,
I got a good question. God. How many of you guys are using your chain guards?
Not me.
Never.
Nobody.
I took that thing off.
Nobody's seen the injury that a chain will do to him.
Dude, that's what I was just about to say, Jared. When people's out there dying, waiting on ambulances and shit because a chain flew off and hit them, it's like, you know what? Maybe I should keep that on there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're cranking it fucking wide open. But then again, you'd think only one time have I ever had a chain come off, and I was on a street and trail bike, and I was probably, I don't know, 13 years old probably, but I was as big as I am now, you know what I mean? But it was a 250. And I was probably in third, fourth gear, and the master link threw itself off, and it caused the chain to fly off and lock up the back wheel. Yeah. And I'm in the dirt and grass. So it locked up, dude, and skidded to a slop. But I just drove it out, you know what I mean, until it stopped. But it was scary as fuck, dude. You know what I mean? But when you see it happen on a bicycle, and the damn chain comes up and straps somebody in the back or fucking busts an artery out and they bleed out and die, you're like, fuck, maybe I should have had that piece of shit thing on there.
Come on.
Yeah.
It could happen. So.
Yeah, I had
there's crazier shit has happened.
I had a chain. The only time I've had a chain lock up on me was on that blue Cranbrook I had a long time ago, and I had a rag joint on it. And I was just like going down the street. One of the bolts came loose, and chain locked up. I swear, I look at the tire now, and it's got the same flat spot on it, ever since. And I was like, dude, seriously, that much flat spot for what, 10 feet of sliding? Seriously?
Oh, on your tire, right on.
Yeah. So. It's really bad. I don't understand it.
$100 a tire, though, that is a great deal. No doubt about it.
But I feel like if you on my bike, neither one of them has a chain guard. You know what I mean? The bike chain guard or the motorized bike chain guard's not there.
Yeah.
And it used to, I was all about it when I first built the first couple because the war stories I hear and stuff like that. And I'm like, I ain't going to be that stupid asshole. And honestly, dude, I check my shit all the time. And I feel like there's a better chance that I'll probably have a car pull out in front of me or something, a dog try to jerk me off of it or God only knows what, you know what I mean? And I really, like I said, I keep my chains lubricated and checked and they run straight. And I don't feel like it's that bad of a problem. But I don't push it to the limit neither. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get it to fly apart.
Eric, I do not know. Why do people in Ohio keep their diplomas?
Why is that?
I don't know. I think he's from the Ohio.
I heard one today.
Oh my God! They could park in the handicap spot. You son of a bitch! Don't you be statist again? We got another goddamn statist in here.
Where's he at? Eric? Where are you from?
It was nice talking.
I know he's in Phoenix, but he might be from Ohio.
Yeah. We had this joke all the time. I grew up in the tri-state area, so I could see West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. You could be fishing and hollering at each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we would always say, well, hey, the one night the Ohio people threw a grenade at us over in Kentucky, and you know what we did, right? And we'd pull the pin and throw it back. You know what I mean? And, well, if you lived in Ohio, it just went the other way around and stuff, but it didn't matter. We all grew up in the same spot. We're on one big dirt ball, and the sooner people figure it out, the better.
Ohio. Oh, Canton, Ohio. God, did I say Canton? I meant to say Canton.
He's probably not too far from me. Who's from Canton?
Canton, Eric Tennant. No, right now he bought a house in Phoenix, so I mean he's there.
Oh
he's
yeah.
The house is paid off at least.
We're probably going to get rid of the house we got in Kentucky right now. I don't need two places.
Beautiful house. Fucking fantastic freaking 2 stories, fucking big. It's all big and beautiful.
Right on. I don't know how their comments get up there. Do you throw them up there for them, Jared?
Yes, I can hit it.
Do you? Yeah. That's I was trying to get down to the chats a while ago so I could see the chats while we talk, but it's hard for me to keep track of both. Fuck, I'm lucky to do one or the other. But I hit the button and it threw me off for a minute, and I was like, forget it. I ain't even gonna try. You know what I mean? I don't know how long we even been on here, you guys. It's went pretty fast so far, but I probably got to get off here in a minute anyway. But yeah, get a hold of me, Tan, on Facebook or something. And
I already friended you, so we'll figure out shipping for that thing.
And well, like Eric or any of you guys that are even close, you know, I mean, I don't know how far apart we are spread or anything else, but me and my daughters both got bikes now, and we're talking about trying to set up a ride or something when it warms up. And me and her will be doing some rides, and we may end up videoing some of it and putting us up a channel or something like that. Who even knows? But there's plenty of bike trails in Ohio, and it's pretty cool, man. And when you run into people and work with them, but sometimes it's kind of aggravating too, because you'll try to talk to people on messages that's slow anyway. Instead, like, we can get on here and we can communicate easy and show each other pictures or hold up what we're talking about or whatever. But they'll be like, well, my fuel won't quit leaking. And I'm like, well, where's it leaking? From the carburetor? And they're like, I don't know. You know, and you're like, well, go out there and stick your eye to it. You know what I mean? And is it leaking past the petcock, or where you didn't screw it on right, or you need some Teflon tape or an O-ring or something? Like, you want to help, man, but some people are at a level that they don't know enough to even ask the right question yet. And you'll be trying to work with them. You know what I mean? And like I said, most people around me can't even keep a bike running for 2 days in a row without something going wrong. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
You know, how does that, man? Mine starts every time.
My friends couldn't keep their fucking pedal bike on the fucking road.
Right. And that's why I'm saying, I'm like, you know what? You guys get you an e-bike or something, and I'll meet you out there in the spring. You know what I'm saying? Just charge it up and get you one with the warranty or something.
One fucking loose chain falling off, or the goddamn tire going flat, and that thing ain't never moving again.
Yeah. That's a good subject, Jared, to bring up, since you took the ride that you took, which is a hell of an accomplishment, man. You should probably get like a list of tools or something together, or we could all talk about what it would take.
I've thought about a list of tools, you know, but I posted it several times, which it's embarrassing what I took, you know. So I didn't have anything. A single crescent wrench and a multi-tool and a bike.
Yeah. So, and that's what I mean. Like, some people might just want the bare minimum, I
had a spare wheel for a minute, but you know, it had broken spokes, dude. That's the reason they sold it to me at that bike shop. It was so cheap.
Yeah. A bike shop and cheap is never two words I hear together anyway. So
I thought it was a score. I threw it on the back and figured, well, I only get fed up with the wobble down there because I hit something bad.
Right.
In the Virgin River Gorge, man. Craziest freaking motorized bike I'd ever done. And it'd been something bad. It was a wobbly tire back there. I did disconnect the brake.
Well, so I mean, I've tried to watch a little bit of your stuff for sure, and it's exciting every time I get to see one. I subbed you too, Tan, a while back, and a few people. Farquaad will get on there and he'll throw some shit up, but I always hit the notifications and shit. And I just happened to run across you guys one night, you know what I mean? And was like, hey, I'll push this button, and bam, y'all all popped up on there. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? They're on there 3 nights a week forever. Ain't no way you can't catch that once a week. You know what I mean? Right. So, all right, I better get off here, you guys. I got to go beat the kids, make sure they're asleep, all that shit.
I hope you're doing good. Thank you for hanging out with us, Josh. You're really fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy, y'all.
All right. See you, man. Huh. Well, that's cool. Seems like I'm going to get a Briggs out of that.
Oh, I thought we were talking the 125.
No, we're talking Briggs. Briggs 5 horsepower.
Why wouldn't you just take the 125 and just call it done?
Because I don't know, it's more cooler. I don't know. I like messing with weird stuff, you know.
That thing was weird. It was a direct drive. It didn't have a fucking transmission on it.
Well, I don't know. I'm more of like if I had a way to mount it on
once it was in your hands, you would hang it up in there. And you start to picture what it would take to put it on there. And then your imagination and your crafting skills would be tested to their full.
Okay, the thing is I don't have a bike to put
I know, so it totally to the fullest. You'll have to start with brazing a new frame together.
Oh, God, no.
Okay, brazing a frame bigger.
Yeah, no,
Although I seen that moto frame held the whole damn 110 in there, or 125. So that must be a fairly big fucking hole in there.
I don't know
how big that bike is.
I'm just gonna do a Briggs. I'm just gonna do that Briggs 5 horse. Yeah. And because I like that they're a lot more simple than a 212. I really like that. And all I'd have to do, I didn't even have to cut out that rear bar on my chopper, if you know. But you know, it'll be kind of a learning experience for me because
for the longest time it was it was the most easiest way to get next to performance is to go get flat heads because people had already.
I'm gonna look for like you know billet flywheels for them.
I do have a friend locally here who has a lot of methanol ones. Just fucking shelves of them from.
Does he have like
go-kart racing?
Okay. See if he's got like any parts.
I'm not shopping them things. I'm just telling you, I know a guy. I know a guy. I'm going to get nothing. He got a dyno. He got a dyno for him.
Okay, well,
and he's got this machine, dude, that fucking tunes your carb. That you hook it up to this great big machine and it flows it like it was running.
Whoa.
Yeah, all kind of cool.
That's gnarly.
They were really serious in the fucking go-kart racing. And then you know what happened, dude? His son grew up. Oh, motherfucker, cut him right at the fucking heart.
I mean, I grew up too, so my cart stayed in the.
Yeah, well, Dad's done with that. It's over. So he's Jared. I fucking love that go-kart stuff, man. But you know, motherfucker grew up. It's over.
Yeah. Go Power Sport for Briggs 5-horse.
Go Power Sport sells flywheel.
I gotta look that up.
Oh, you can find everything for it. I don't know, Steel. That fucking carburetor shit for that stupid thing, dude. The one that comes with it, with that diaphragm and all. Oh, she can be touchy, dude. Fucking painted and rusted apart. Wing nut holding it all together. But I got rid of them. I scrapped them. They were heavy. They're good for scrap. They were fantastic for scrap. Cast iron scrap. Apparently, Colby said, you know, he got some good money for them. I need to do some overnight videos. Weather is heaven right now. Eric, it's shitty here, man. It's fucking shitty. It's cloudy. It had been raining. But when it rains, it's warm, like in the 60s and all. But as soon as it stops raining, somebody else's cold air keeps blowing on us. And I don't know whose it is, but freaking tell them to stop it. So, yeah. I have the heater on, and I'm still wearing my jacket. Although I am barefooted, so it, you know.
Ooh, interesting.
I just found a use for my 212 or for my my 24 mil Tillotson carb. I'm gonna try and put it on that Mikuni or on that Briggs.
The Briggs. If you get a Briggs, it would be one you could put on there.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be that hard to do.
Oh, it isn't. Right here, Caveman Mechanic can tell you that it can be done.
Because it's got mine's got an external pulse port, so I just run that to the intake, and then that one gets that gets me pulse back to the carb to run the fuel pump.
It's not a full pulse wave though. I'm not saying it won't work, but you're only getting a pretty gentle pulse in a two-stage.
That Briggs already comes with a diaphragm carburetor.
Say what?
The Briggs already comes. A Briggs flathead comes with the diaphragm carburetor on it.
Are they porting it to the sump?
Are they what?
Are they pulse porting to the sump or to the intake?
I have no idea. You tell you the truth. I ain't gonna lie. I cannot recall right.
See, a two-stroke is a syringe, so the bottom case goes big time positive, big time negative.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it won't work, and I think I've seen them, but I keep trying to see how they're hooked up. Some of them seem to be hooked to the case. But it doesn't seem like a four-stroke makes enough. The four-stroke breathes. the case breathes. So I don't know how you get enough pulse. But
38cc with a pumper carburetor on it. Just saying, it is.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it done. I just
my
doesn't
Honda
seem like
has a fuel pump on it, but it has an independent fucking fuel pump on it.
Yeah, you can buy $10. You can buy an external fuel pump and not have to do the manifold.
Yeah, true enough.
It's a whole lot easier.
Well, I mean, I've already got the carb and I've already got the thing. So I mean, I wonder if they're the same intake as a Predator.
No, I've already checked on all that. The only intake that works is from Gomax for $15
on a Briggs,
and you got to modify the crap out of it. It's made to bolt a 48, but the hole's so big it'll fit a 46.
Oh, I'm not
Depends
sure
on what
exactly. That Josh guy next week or something, or next time, he'll come up here and maybe discuss it more thoroughly, and just for what exactly it is.
What carb do you have, Tamboy?
24 mil tilts and HL 360A.
Is it for the 090 or the 080 still, or has it got the 48 millimeter flange hole?
Yeah, spacing? It's 48. Yeah, they are 48. Yeah,
that will bolt to the Gomax.
Well, I will see what stud spacing the Briggs is.
If you're using a Reed valve, I've seen guys successfully port it past the Reed valve right there. They just go to the others.
I'm talking 4-stroke.
Oh, okay, that's right. No, yeah, I don't know on that manifold though. They may make one for that. I don't think so, but maybe.
So it says about 40
hole in the manifold. All you need
about 44.5 millimeters for the intake stud spacing. So I'm trying to think.
You could slot that.
Yeah, I could. What?
As long as the holes line up.
I'm a gravity fed kind of guy. I'd like a little pumper carburetor for the tunability of it, but I'm just gravity fed.
Yeah, I know. You do get. I am getting more performance out of it, but it burns more gas.
It's getting more performance from it.
A Predator is 50 millimeters, so I'd have to somehow figure out how to make up 5 millimeters, which would probably be impossible. So I just need a custom intake.
My new carb came in.
I
got a 20. I got a 20 millimeter, same bolt pattern.
Oh, cool.
So that's a lot close. It's actually more like a 21, but it's better than a 25.
Oh, you had a 25?
That's what you got.
Oh, yeah.
It works. It seems a little big, but I'm not running as well. You'd be running a 4-stroke. I'm not sure it's worth it for a 4-stroke.
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of. I'd just be using stuff that's lying around, really, because I'm going to try.
4-strokes. The thing with a 4-stroke is they're pretty. They aren't real sensitive on the mixture anyway, so
yeah,
you can get away with a lot more.
I'm not really trying to do it because it's because I want to have it tuned right and all that, but I'd rather just like throw it together because I got the carb on. I got the carb all all ready to be able to go on there and all that, but so why not? That gives me another idea.
We're going negative this next weekend, Jared.
Are you going negative, huh?
Yeah.
That's a wild thing to even consider. The thought that you could go under 0.
Yeah. At least it's not negative 40.
What do you mean? It's negative, sir. There's no such thing as, it's 1 is 40 and 60 is something different. So,
yeah, I'll be inside.
Yeah. What is it with wind chill? That makes it even colder, right? Like it's negative and and then it's still wind chill. You can't still have wind chill if it's already negative, can you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you mean? Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. It gets cold, Jared. It's been blowing like 25 around here. I'm not too far from where your bike stopped.
See, that's what I was trying to tell Chris. If I had a little camper, maybe slowly but surely I could have made it over there and stayed in for the snowstorms and the rainstorms and moved.
It might blow it right over.
Wait for it to blow over. But that shit was going on for days at a time up there, dude. It was snowy.
I-80 was blasting. You were in some serious wind.
It was snowy in Wyoming. They were still snowing.
You're the man.
No, I didn't make it. I turned south and ran.
Only other person that I'm aware of is like Eric Tennant, like gets out there and goes like you.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed with him. Now that he's been doing somebody else another trailer, you know, I've been. If you're gonna go ahead and pull a trailer, and with that solar panel he has on there, you're like, I mean, you may as well be able to bring the campsite with you at that point. If he doesn't, I
agree.
That way, but I rode behind him for a good long ways, telling myself, yeah, I mean, if you've got that much panel behind you already, it could have been a full-size freaking camper back there.
Yeah, you just use gas.
Or even electric, though. I mean, whatever.
Well, you're going to carry your batteries and your tent.
Well, just stay south of 10 so that way the sun works.
There you go. Well, then you don't need the cabin.
Yucky, at the right latitude, solar works.
I like Bry's story where the trooper told him that you shouldn't leave his legs hanging out like that.
Oh, yeah. That was Mike Miller saying that, that he went down to Louisiana, hung out.
Is it Mike? That's scary, dude. That's scary.
That was cute. And Raul Duke was sick this evening, guys, so send him some of the old well wishes.
I wanted him to rub my carburetor for me.
I know, but he's deathly ill. He ate another McDonald's or Walmart sub or something and got the poop 3 times virus.
You're lucky you didn't get sick going across country. Holy shit.
Oh.
That would be scary.
Right, guys. I got to get out of here. I got to do some homework.
Yes, sir. Good luck with that.
All right, thank you. Yeah, Jared, just let me know when you
on it, dude. For sure. Even after this, I'll be right on it.
All right, sweet. Sounds good.
Okay.
Take care, Tim boy.
You too, man.
Oh, Ozzy's plow truck would send it in the ditch. Okay, so we got fucking sick after seeing the 42 Avenger. Just a coincidence? I don't fucking think so, dude. It just got him so upset he couldn't see straight. Poor little guy. Just all torn up, stuck down there in this garage. He's probably got electrocuted. Mike Miller said he's trying to mess with fucking 240 now. Oh, it's not looking good, dude. I said, put the wire down. Put it down. Some people aren't supposed to play with electricity.
I'm an electrician, believe it or not.
Yeah, there you go.
People always
thought carb, Jared.
Is it what?
That's the pumper carb steel.
Yeah, well, it's not a problem, but the throttle pulls 90 degrees to the carb.
Oh.
So I got to mount 90 degrees, whereas before I pulled this way, now I got to pull down.
Yeah.
So I got my throttle cable is going to have to come from underneath the carb.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So that doesn't make.
That's not so bad.
And I'll figure it out. And the other one is the choke has a spring on it. So I can't use my friction lock. So I'm going to have to jury rig some way to hold it shut that I can then let it go. You just got to have full choke to start it. The other thing I noticed,
you may have
this butterfly. this choke butterfly doesn't quite open perpendicular. It's kind of weird on the choke.
Oh, it doesn't open fully or a little bit past it or something.
There's a slight angle. It's kind of hard to see. It's just not perfect, but
Right. Those little tiny things do matter a little bit. You know what I mean? You're trying to squeeze every little bit of it out of it or whatever, find out what it's really got. But I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Nah.
That was fun.
Yeah, the choke cable itself, you was talking about something to hold it or whatever. Sometimes I would go back to like a lawnmower cable with the hard shell, and here's another thing is when you're building your throttle cables, a little piece of copper pipe or aluminum pipe bent the right way and stuff can work just like a piece of housing or help a lot. You'll come up with something, I'm sure there. That can always get a little bit tricky when you're throwing, something together, but that's part of the fun of the build, really. I built a lot of aviation cables and stuff, so cables ain't really no big deal for me. But
well, I'm not gonna. If I ran a cable, like a regular motorcycle, it'd be way cool, but too much work for just one.
Yeah, it's a little too long. That's what I'm saying. Maybe think of like one of the shorter lawnmower cables that's made out of the metal casing and all, and just run a few inches of it back to the frame and put you a little mount back there or something. Make a little button you pull, whatever. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. Yeah.
Too much work. I'm just gonna jury rig it. So I just as long as I can close it.
Yeah.
As soon as it fires up, I'm just gonna pull this little arm out and let it open.
Right. Yeah. You only need it to start it, right? Yeah.
I keep my adjustment tool hanging on my bike right next to the car. Yeah. So your screwdriver is always there, just a penny. I ground a penny down. You were talking about, remember the needles and the different things.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
I just, I can't see going to that much effort once I get them dialed in, they're pretty much there.
Done for, right? As soon as you get some decent weather, exactly. All right, hold on. Let me get mine out. Fuck, we'll all three go at it. Well, I got this little thing right here. Just hit the nose of it and start dragging on it. Hell, everybody bailed out. How much longer are we going to be on here, Jared? We got enough time to talk, or are you going to shut us down, or what?
About 10 minutes left.
Oh, yeah. I think Tan, he said he Facebooked me or something. I'll work with him on that 5-horse, but I've already got adapters that'll put him right on one of those pumper carbs or whatever them carb. What do you guys call them carbs just in generic?
I thought it was pumper carb. Isn't that what they Briggs already comes with? Originally, they had a pumper carb.
Yeah, they got something like that on them, but you could. I wouldn't even worry about that because it's got its. See, you got to use that gas tank and then big long stems and shit. And like most of them had a built-on tank and a whole apparatus that bolted to the
little built-on tank.
Yeah, I always took him off there and just came up with my own. Almost anything you'd put on it be better than that one. You know what I mean? It just, But
hey,
like I said,
hey Josh, where do they run the impulse port on the carb to on a 4-stroke? The sump or?
As long as it has crankcase vent or your piston still pumping and beating, just like a 2-stroke, you just get it into the block.
It's a vented crankcase is the only thing.
Yeah, true that, but it's a hell of a pump and a go too. You know what I mean? They do it in methanol all the time. Listen, Tan Boy's going to be on an adventure to figure out flat tops, and I haven't really dealt with them in that configuration. But what people build them all the time for go-karts and stuff with them carburetors, and I have the adapters and those carburetors for him. I'll try to set him up with some good shit, and as he figures it out, he'll figure it out. But I'm not as up to stuff on that 2-stroke and a lot of things as he is. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of figuring it out. Fuck it, he'll figure it out. He's young, dude. He's got a lot to learn, and that's good. I hope he does want one. You know what I mean? I'll send him one right to him.
You ever use this, John?
What you got there?
Permatex Aviation.
Oh, yeah. Aviation. Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good shit for carbonation.
Yeah, anytime you see aviation on there, it's going to be some better shit. You know what I mean? Almost guarantee it than over what you would get. It's in aerospace, man. The thing, even a rivet will cost you $7 and be made out of titanium or some shit.
They had a slight gold coating. That was real gold on there, dude. It's aerospace.
Oh yeah, the electronics could be better. Yeah.
Wall Street. People would try to get me to do their airplane all the time, but I can't do their goddamn airplane without all these fucking materials being fucking certified before I'm gonna fucking put them up and sew them up.
Yeah. I know all about it, but you have to have it UL rated. You have to burn it and find out how much smoke it makes and all that shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't deviate.
Dude, that's you. You get all that shit done. Bring your material back, and the slip of paper. That's for you to worry about, not me.
Right. That basically what you'd have to do if you was an airplane inspector and you had like ripped seats or something. They would have to supply the material, and they would go back to their specs on their airplane and get exactly that material, and it costs a fortune. But same thing, so many hours on an alternator, and whether it's still working or not, you just repair it and replace it. You know, put new brushes in it. You don't wait for something to go wrong. You know, you shouldn't be doing that in an airplane. You know what I mean?
I did a lot of haggling with the airplane people. I got away from them. I stayed away from the guy.
Yeah.
A lot it's just too much fucking haggling.
I went into
airplane, right? I don't want to fucking haggle at all. You got a fucking airplane.
If you're staying in the home built stuff,
passengers.
Yeah. If you can do a under 250 pound home build or ultralight, and you know those paragliders and all that stuff people do, that's like one man jobs with the windmills on their back.
Seats for those as well. I can't.
Yeah, you can get by with anything on that. You know what I mean? You ain't got to have no license or nothing. But you know when you get into anything that's, you know, you got to have tail numbers on. You better do it right. That's one time you don't want to put your name on the 10 millimeter. You know what I mean? You don't want your name on no ranches. You know what I mean? You'll be sued, and you could be sued for a building full of kids that were in, you know, some kind of daycare. You know what I mean? In the airplane crash. You know what I mean? You don't want to mess around in aviation for sure. Like a DUI.
I'm an A&P mechanic too.
Yeah, you know what it can be like, man. You don't want to fool around doing it. You'll risk your literally your livelihood, you know what I mean, and everything you'll ever have in your life on one.
We lost one guy a year.
Any bases or hangars, it was a bring it to me kind of deal. I don't think I didn't. Yeah. But because this is a big Air Force area, there is a lot of hangars. There's a lot of, it's like boats here. You could just do airplanes until you're blue in the face.
I'll tell you what we had in my hometown was we had a whole lot of the RC hobbyists and airplanes.
Majestic.
And then they would move to paragliders. Like a lot of the people that would be into the RC stuff eventually would get them a paraglider, and they would do like some handheld, like one-man plane stuff. And a few of them would build like a little homemade helicopter or something. And they literally all get together and work as a team, 4 or 5 of them, and build it, you know what I mean, and support it and pay for it and whatever. And it'd take them years to build it. But I remember one of them had his son go out there and fire it up. And you got to go out there and start them and break them in. You don't want to just take off flying in it. Fuck, if it stalls out, you're a dead man. You know what I'm saying? But I knew people that would, we had a rock called Hanging Rock, and they would hang glide off of it. And they had a good launch platform, and it was over top the Ohio River. So you had time to launch and get control and get over top the thermals, and they would stay up for hours, you know, and radio each other and talk, and they would just hit the thermals all day gliding. And there wasn't nothing like watching some guy build a big kite, you know what I mean, and jump off the side of a mountain. We'd be up there smoking doobies, you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker's crazy. And they had jokes. They'd be like, oh, I just bought this at the yard sale the other day, and help me put this on there, you know, and you'd be like, you got to be out of your fucking mind, bud. You know what I'm saying? And then they'd jump off, and you'd be like, yeah, he's dead. And then they'd come flying up, you know what I mean? You're like, huh, he had me going, you know what I'm saying? I thought some bitch was dead, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have jumped.
No,
but hell, you got.
I'm pretty good about sticking to the ground.
Yeah, they literally, you know how they'd land, Jared? They would have big fields cut everywhere, and they'd be marked out, but it would just be a hayfield mowed down with some spray paint out there or something, you know, when the season was in. And they would literally drag their nuts to a stop. You know what I mean? When you come to land, you're literally just dragging yourself across the ground. You know.
You're supposed to be able to, just control the crash or whatever. You know, at the end, that last moment. I've seen professionals do it, and I've seen lots of people get hurt doing it. There's lots of videos of people.
Oh yeah, they'll collect some air there at the end, of course. Yeah.
Like, oh, you didn't flare. You're supposed to flare.
Yeah.
Dude, no, that's a good 60 miles an hour.
Well, Myrtle Beach. Well, I grew up in Myrtle Beach for a little while, right on the coast, and they would do the launching out of the boat deal with the parachutes, and you'd get to see people go out there and do that. And I don't know why it is, because everybody that lives there or looked off of a pier, or like we would always sneak, like we lived a couple blocks back from the ocean, but all the big motels, 10-story ones and shit, was up at the front. And me and my brother get off the bus, and we're like, dude, if we wanted to get in a hot tub, we used their towels. We'd go over and just figure out a way to get in. And back in the day, everybody had keys. Now it's key cards and everything else. But we'd hit the stair, we'd hit an elevator, go to the top, and then we'd hit the stairwell, and we'd get up on the hatch. And I could pick locks like crazy. Like I probably shouldn't admit to that, but it's like I can pick a lock with a zip tie faster than you use a key on it. And I'd go up there, and you could put the lock right back, so they never knew you was there. And we'd go up on the top, and it was pretty crazy. Some of the people on the top actually usually have windows, so you could look down and catch people on vacation doing some pretty crazy shit. You know what I mean? Besides that, though, you look down in the water, and the sharks are down there way bigger than the people, swimming all around in the water, right in between people's legs and shit. And the people, I don't know why.
And that water looks fantastic. Yeah, that means there's a lot of sharks there, dude. Fact.
Yeah, and we knew it. We swim in it every day. When we would, you just get so used to it. You're just boogie boarding. You don't care, sharks. And when they see it, though, they freak out. A tourist thinks because there's lifeguards, there ain't no sharks or something. I don't really know what they think. But you could see whales down there and see seals. I mean, you could see the fucking dolphins. They were all in there.
Really start to see it. By the time you're on the 20th story or so, man, it's really easy.
You literally, we'd go out there and fish on the piers at night, and throw fish back in, or fish, like filleting them and shit, and throw the bones and heads in. And there'd be sharks 10 feet long come up and fucking take it. And, you can see it. And there's people surfing and swimming and shit everywhere all around it. And they're not the wiser of it. You just have to keep your mind off of it. You know what I mean? I guess if you grow up swimming with sharks, you don't care about the rest. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck it.
Have you guys ever seen a spoon break?
Spoon break.
Spoon, SPOON.
Is this for rubbing against a tire?
Yeah.
Yes, I do know that one.
Yeah, I got some plastic
bike. Rub break.
Yeah, the proper name is a spoon break, and there's another term that's synonymous with it. But I saw this guy on Reddit had a motorized bicycle. It was a real weird frame, and he gave us the name, and it was overseas or something. It looked like he had a center stand underneath. So I said, I zoomed in. I'm like, is that a center stand under there? And he said it's a something or other, and you could tell he's Asian or something. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so I found out it's a spoon break. In Asia, they're $2 a piece, and I guess he steps on it or something. You can't buy them in America. I looked.
Huh?
Was it metal?
It looked like a rubber. Might be the Philippines or something. It looked like a rubber tire. He said they're $2.
Give me more, man. Give me more.
Yeah, on those they call, what are those 3-wheel carts or heavy duty trikes? Yeah, they had a name for them, but those Asian rigs. He says
they put people on them.
Everybody's using them over there, I guess. Just rub it right on the tire.
What are they called, rickshaws or some shit? They put people
something
on
like
there. Yeah. Well, so I tell you, one that I always wanted was one of the beach bikes. That was the trike that had the big balls on it. You could go out in the waves on and pedal it. You know what I'm talking about? I always wanted to come across one. I never did.
I think they got sued out of business.
You can't even find one on eBay or nothing.
What happened was you pedal it off the beach into the water.
You get
out about a few hundred feet, dude, and now the wind makes it where you can never come back.
Oh wow, yeah. Fuck that. Well, I don't know. In a lake, I mean, I don't know. Fuck it. You know, you think pedal powered boats are all right too.
Anyways, what happened to them then? Where'd they all go? They were fucking everywhere for a long time.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know. I went to school to be a bowling alley mechanic for a while and was working for Brunswick. There's only like one place in Michigan is where you go to be certified through Brunswick, and started learning pin setters and stuff. And like I learned them from back in A1 and A2, like the old school, like World War I days, all the way up to the new modern ones, right? And you wouldn't believe what's behind the masking unit at a bowling alley. That shit's as big as a truck back there. Big machines and crazy shit like you wouldn't even ever imagine. You know what I mean?
Manglers, dude. Those are real, honest to goodness manglers.
Yeah. I'm certified to work on those. So I was back there working on those.
Your body, it probably fold you up and then pin you up an arm up at the end of
it. Yeah. Not to mention people shooting cannonballs at you nonstop. But the older machines. Literally, the older machines, they would tear them up because when they're all made out of metal and mechanical, you can always weld them and regrind them and make them work forever. You know what I mean? So they literally had to they would like destroy them if Brunswick was going to re-outfit you with new stuff or a new floor or whatever. Well, they would make a contract with you and they would destroy the old stuff and make sure that it got cat because it like literally I've went to people's barns and helped them set them up. And it'd be like a 75-year-old machine, you know what I mean? And, you're like, yeah, I can fix it. I mean, we're still using them in a lot of bowling alleys. And they're like, no way. I thought it was antique. I'm like, well, it fucking is, you know what I mean? But we can make it work, you know what I'm saying? If you can get some flooring and shit, you just want a lane pair back here.
That's your wheelhouse.
We can make it work. But hell, bowling used to be a guy back there setting up pins, you know what I'm saying? And there's so many machines now. They got them shits dangling on strings in different ways. AMF has them. There's all kinds of them. But when I went to the school,
you're the Southern MacGyver.
I suppose, you know what I mean? I've been called all kinds of fucking names. I don't care. It just don't call me late for lunch. You know what I mean?
I used to work for a company and we made the keyboards for AMF at the bowling alleys.
Did you? Yeah. Well, it's all touchscreen and stuff now. It's a lot newer. Yeah. I ain't changed the CRT screen in so long. We just throw them shits away and put them up some new. You know what I mean? Everything's throwaway now. Ain't nothing made to be fixed. But they literally, Brunswick had their hands in a lot more stuff than people thought. You know what I mean? They were in boating and all kinds of other sports. They were in all kinds of stuff. They'd go through other names and shit. But it was funny because in Michigan's where you go to school to do it, Muskegon, and it was like the #1 most credited UFO place ever, and I'm staying in the motel. And I didn't know I didn't have a license till I showed up on the airplane and tried to get my car. And it's like, let's see your license. And it's like suspended or some shit. Or no, it was expired or something. And I was like, fuck, dude, it's in the middle of the night. And it wasn't no big airport. It was all dark. I don't know where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm from Kentucky right now. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, well, I guess I could get a cab. But, hell, I'm going to try to get on one of these motel buses. And they had buses picking people up. And I was like, man, let me get on there with you and just get me into town. You know what I mean? I'll get a room with you guys. And they're like, no, if your name ain't on the list. And I'm like, well, I'm fucking slipping on this bus anyway. You know what I mean? I got cash or something. You know what I mean? What's it take? $50? I just want to fucking ride when you guys are leaving right now. Because it's all dark out here and there's UFOs, I heard. You know what I mean? I've done watch Discovery Channel all about it. And I'm like, I want to fuck this shit. I ain't into hunting Bigfoots and shit. I'm staying at home. You know what I mean? I watch Cinemax and shit.
But you said they could be friendly Bigfoots.
Yeah, like Harry and the Henderson or something. That's the way I want to think of them. You know what I mean? A family of nice ones out there or something. You know what I mean?
You're a little hard on your house.
Yeah. He started talking about 4-foot ones and stuff, and I think they called that one the skunk ape or something. You know what I mean? The Florida Bigfoots are little. I don't even know. I don't know though. You know what I mean? Chupacabra. They call them fucking what?
Who was talking about Mothman?
Oh, my grandparents grew up around Pomeroy and shit in Hurricane, Ohio. Well, that bridge that ran through there, they used to cross that all the time. And they lived down there during that time. And like the legend goes, I mean, there's movies and shit on it, but I can't watch them. I can't even watch that shit. Like at We Are Marshall. I grew up next to Marshall College. I already know about that whole town. It's once the opiates went through there and the meth and shit, the only thing you want to do is run out of there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no hospitality, unless you're going to, you go shake you a bottle of pills and pick you up a girlfriend if you want real quick, but who knows what comes with that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, thanks. But somebody's saying good night. Where Farquaad jumped on and straight back off or something, didn't he?
Oh, he did come right back. But he's good enough to hang out for a little while. We'll hang out for a few more
Yeah,
minutes.
hell, both of my papaws
My mic
retired
is not working.
There he goes. They both work from CSX, and Papa was an engineer, and one of my other papas would work on the trains down at the Roundhouse in Wortland or Raceland, and they moved from Hurricane over into Tunnel Hill. They actually, what's his name? I think it was Marilyn Manson or what's Charles Manson or one of them.
Charles Manson
was hiding out in Tunnel Hills and shit. Hell, my mom told me stories about taking him and his girlfriend sandwiches and shit, you know what I mean, in the tunnel and stuff and helping them, you know, hide out. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Your mom knew about that? And he's like, no, we'd sneak it to them. They were only down there for a little while and then they moved out. And, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But
Charlie,
it's funny. I would wait till like Halloween and try to walk my kids through that tunnel now. And they're so fucking scared. They can't even barely get 10 feet inside of it. And they're like, no way I'm going in there. I'm like, well, hell, you ain't never going to see the Mothman or a Bigfoot or Charles Manson or so. You know what I mean? You got to live a little bit, don't we? Hell no.
Farquaad get a haircut?
Yeah, he did.
Nice,
Yeah.
Cleaned up nice. Good looking shirt.
Yeah, you going in the military?
Gonna be somebody now, right?
Right.
No, I used to be an ROTC. I just like to have a clean cut for like a helmet, so it's a nice fit.
Good clean cut. I like it. Looks
he
nice.
cleaned it right up, right on.
And also, whenever I'm shooting, I'm tired of my eyes. My
Fucking
my
dirty
eyes.
fucking hippies, dude. Don't let them fucking drag you down, man.
Damn bunch of hippies.
Also, like the thing is, like whenever I shoot, like my hair gets in the way of my optics. It's like I can't see where I'm shooting. I need to be on the windage perfectly.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I mean, maybe a headband might be time for the headband.
I just like to shoot steel.
Beat a sweat, you know.
I don't know if you guys ever shot the gong before. The steel plate.
Anti-glare.
Hey Josh, ever shot a steel plate, aka the gong, AR-500 gong?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, they fucking ring out pretty good when you hit them with the big one. I hit them with the we hit them with 22s or anything else too, but my buddies actually got them in all sizes, Farquaad, and we'll sit and try to play music. You know what I mean? Start pecking them shits off.
You know, I have a steel ashtray in my backyard, and I shoot these H&N Hornets, and they fucking dent the shit out of the ashtray I have in the backyard. It puts off a nice little.
Yeah, I like hitting them with the 50 cal. You talking about ringing them? Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? It hits them fucking hard.
308 and what's it called? I think.
Good night, everyone. I know I was gonna wait for him to come back.
Yeah,
quick.
Are you shutting her down? All right, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, Bryce head out of here.
I'm trying to think of the name of Enfield shoots.
And thank you, Skip.
383 British.
The caveman, Farquaad.
Yeah.
Josh.
That's what it is. 383 British. That's what the Lee Enfield shoots. And the Lee Mach 3.
Light yours up when he goes off, Farquaad.
SMLE, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go off.
I've shot in the Nagant a few times. Those are pretty good ones.
I have.
Yeah, we're gonna get his big pool on.
I don't like the Yugos. The Yugos suck.
Yeah, I got a Yugoslavian SKS that don't have the chromium in the liner and the bore and shit. I'm like, fuck this fucking. It's cool though because it's got a grenade launcher on it and shit. That's pretty neat. That puts it in bolt action for a suppressor, which it's hard to suppress an